Well, hello everybody, welcome to my playthrough video for the second Nancy Drew Dossier game, Resorting to Danger. This game was released in the summer of 2009 and was released shortly after the adventure game Ransom of the Seven Ships. So this is quite a different series for anyone who hasn't watched my playthrough or played the previous game. These are hidden object puzzle mysteries, that's how they were advertised, as well as being fast fun for busy detectives. So the idea was that these were meant to be quite a lot quicker than the adventure series, and they're much more linear. There's not really room to choose what you're going to do beyond dialogue stuff, as we'll see as we get through this. But before we begin, I wanted to make a note that this is my favorite of the two Dossier games. It's the first one that I played of the two, and really spoiled me because I didn't like the first one nearly as much, because I think Her Interactive found improvements when they released the second game, made those improvements, and it made for an overall better, more fun experience, in my view, anyhow, than in the first game. So I've been looking forward to playing this game. I've played this game, I don't even know how many times, dozens of times. I just like the setup, I like the characters. I like the difference that this game is compared with the adventure series. I don't typically like hidden object games. I find them quite dull because I find that there's no storyline, or things just don't connect very well, whereas with the Dossier series they do. Everything that you are looking for is purposeful and has to do with the game, and you're connecting objects. But you'll see that for yourselves shortly. Let's start. So let's get a new player started. As you can see, for anyone who's played this before, the last 6 times that I played this game, I decided to name them after the suspects. So there was a reason for that. And let's begin.
An explosive situation has arisen at the Redondo, a secluded resort where the rich and famous go to be beautified and indulged in total privacy. Someone there has been planting bombs, and although so far they've done relatively little harm, and the manager of the resort has fooled people into thinking they're just construction accidents, I've been charged with finding out what's really going on. When she heard where I was going, my good friend George Fain insisted I bring along her latest invention, a handheld bomb-sniffing device. It's never been tested in the field, but it's designed to detect components commonly used in detonators, and she's almost positive it will work. I'm not crazy about the almost part, but it's got to be better than nothing, right? And as my other good friend Bess Marvin was quick to point out, the thing practically fits in my purse. So now that I'm pretty much prepared for anything, looks like I'm off to the Redondo.
Welcome to the Redondo. You must be Nancy Drew. I'm Cassidy Jones. Mr. Blesky is waiting for you in there. You can go right in. On second thought, why don't you help me get organized around here? It'll help you get the hang of things.
I can do that, sure.
Alright, so there's our introduction. So we've got our mystery set up. There are explosions and bombs going off at the Redondo. So Nancy's been asked to investigate, and we've got a bomb-sniffing device that George has made. And I wanted to point out what it sort of circled in that little clip there. Nancy's looking at a magazine, and on the left-hand page, there's an advertisement for a cruise, a mystery adventure, or mystery awaits on a cruise. That was clearly meant to be a teaser for the next installment of the series, which sadly was never released. This still hurts my soul, which was Ship of Shadows and took place aboard a cruise ship. I continue to hold out hope, which I probably shouldn't, that game will eventually come out. Can enough of us get together and just support this endeavor somehow? Anyways, I'll talk about that again at another time. But yeah, so we've got our introduction. We see that a lot of the artwork, at least at the beginning, is just pencil drawn. It's not animation. And until we get to this scene here, and we saw Cassidy Jones, he is fully animated initially, and then we do see a 3D image of him as his dialogue continues. So there's not a lot of animation in the series, or at least not a lot of 3D animation. I say that, and you see a little fish here who keeps swimming around his fishbowl. And it is a very different style to the adventure games, and I quite like it. I think it separates the two series quite well. And the next thing is we reach a tutorial. All of the Dossier games, the whole two of them, have these tutorials that you cannot skip. And I'm going to be reading through all the instructions and stuff that come up. I don't know why. I just feel very compelled to. I did that with the first game, and I think I'm just going to continue that with this one. So it says, welcome to the Redondo. This tutorial will show what you, as a detective, will need to do to solve the case. And we get to select next. In each area, you'll need to do two things. 1, find the important objects, and 2, click on pairs of objects to use them together in some way. To find important objects, move your cursor around the room until sparkles appear. And there we go. You can turn off the sparkles, by the way. I was looking through the options and settings earlier. For instance, try moving your cursor over these flowers, already done, and click when you see sparkles. Click. So then we've got this magnifying glass icon on it. These will wilt if they're not put away. Now that these flowers are selected, you can pair them with another item in the room. How about these empty vases? Try clicking on them. We got our sparkles again. Only on that one. Beautiful. And they're both filled. The vases were the correct match. Throughout the game, you will continue pairing up items that can be used together. All you have to do is select both items in succession, so one after another. These papers should be put away. Click on them. What can I use to file these papers away? Notice the hint that appears above the papers when you click on them. See, there's our hint again. The hint tells you to look for something. Find that object and click on it. Well, a file folder makes sense to me. These papers and this file folder all have the same heading, invoices. Great, see the small lens over the file folder? That's it right there. That means that you're not done using the folder. Why don't you find out where the folder belongs and click on it? And we see this flash. These are hints that come up. This will, I think, come up and be explained as we continue the tutorial. This should open easily. Yes, the file drawer makes sense. But first we need to pull the drawer open. Click on the pull icon. It's located down here on your action bar. So I'm going to quickly talk about the first game. The action bar looks really different, and I love the way that it was changed for the second game. Everything is more uniform. I just like the look of it. It's done really well. So, pull! There we go, I pulled open the drawer. It's a good thing it wasn't locked. Now that the drawer is open, you can pair up the drawer and the file folder. Click on the lenses to select both items. Here's a lens, here's a lens. Invoices are now filed under I. Good. Now try moving your cursor over this object on the desk. Notice how your cursor changes and click on the object. So here we've got like a little briefcase that's come up with the cursor. The briefcase cursor, yes, that is what it is, indicated that the letter opener was an inventory item. And I'm sorry if I'm not saying things really clearly. I'm sick today, which is why I'm playing the game today. As you can see, it's now in your inventory. Here it is in our action bar at the bottom of the screen. Why don't you figure out what should be paired up with the letter opener? Click on both items. I see an envelope here, sparkles. I need to open this envelope if I'm going to read what's in it. Nancy just snooping through people's mail. Now to see what's in here. Now the envelope is opened. Move your cursor over it and you'll notice an eye icon. Whereas in the previous Dossier game, you would select it and then there was an eye icon down here to look at things, so that's changed. Click on the envelope to get a closer look. So I like that we don't have that step anymore. This is just more fluid. It looks like a roster for the Redondo employees. This info could come in handy later. When you're done viewing the close-up, click the white OK tab. It's funny, so they've OK spelled just letters OK, and here they actually spell it out properly, O-K-A-Y. Oh, discrepancies that bother me. So, Redondo Center for Rejuvenation employee roster. We have Nicholas Blesky, he's the on-site manager. Joanna Brown, who's the janitor. Todd Evanston, chief of surgical procedures. Helton Helgeson, biochemist. Cassidy Jones, the receptionist. Piper Parmalee, salon manager. Valerie Thomas, head of relaxation therapy. And Chaz Unger, veterinary consultant. Oh, this was a missed opportunity. I'm thinking of on the message board, there was an ABC's game. So you had to go through the letters in order and pick something from the games that go with it. And quite often we would try to have more than one word. So Piper Parmalee would have been great for P, would have been a double P. I'm pretty sure I used Chaz Unger a few times because he seemed so random. There are actually 2 Chaz characters in the entire series. Anyways, moving on. One more tip. Oh, here it is. See this number down here, currently a 0. That's how many hidden objects are available in the room. There are 0 at the moment. When more objects become available, the number will flash yellow to alert you. Great job, you're ready to continue playing on your own. Woohoo! Make sure to start off by finding the task list that Cassidy, the receptionist, has left for you. Good luck. And there we go. That says done. Learn how to play. So the goal's done, and now we've got 1 item, and our goal says finish task list and snoop a little. Finish task list and snoop a little. So here we go, we've got our inventory icon. It's down in our action bar. So general assistant task list. Restock shelves with product and remove the boxes. Dust the lights above the front desk. Don't use glass cleaner. And clean the harmonica display case. You'll need the glass cleaner. Alright. So we've got a box full of nail polish. If you click it again, then it's no longer selected. A box of new shampoo bottles. It seems the shampoo needs to be stocked. Ocean Fresh shampoo, $59.99. Holy cow, that's expensive. Ridiculous. That looks nice enough to buy. It's too expensive to buy. The nail polish is out of stock. Nail lacquer, $99.99. Good gravy. I don't think I've ever paid attention to the prices before. I think even Cassidy would be proud. It does look nicely organized. So here's our feather duster. I think Cassidy's note says I have to dust. Achoo! This light is dirty. I might sneeze in real life at some point. That's much better. And then we've got glass cleaner and our harmonica
Something in
case.
that harmonica. I wonder what it is.
Alright, so there was still that icon, the lens on it, which means we're not finished with it. There's something in the harmonica. I need to lift the glass case. So we go down here and select lift. The top of the harmonica is screwed on tight. I need a screwdriver to open this harmonica. Nancy just damaging property here. A good tug will open this drawer, so we're gonna pull it open. A screwdriver. Here we go. What could this say?
I wonder who this Hippocrates person is.
Should someone other than myself find this, my name is Hippocrates Bell. I've begun to renovate our family home and will store records of my modifications within each area I improve, so I can easily track my projects. So certain were my parents, Doctors Adrian and Scarlotta Bell, that they were greeting a future physician when I entered the world in the spring of 1883, that they converted our large, comfortable home into a sanitarium. They assumed that I would ultimately dedicate my life to the health sciences, as had they. But much to their chagrin, I came to possess an aptitude for healing not people, but things. I revel in dismantling objects and from them creating that which is new and better. So strong is my passion for all things mechanical and architectural that rarely do I end one project before beginning 2 others. I can relate to this. In that vein, my dear future Hippocrates, a reminder, do not forget the projects in the pillars of the house. HB.
That should do it.
There we go. So, this is our chapter introductions. Great job, detective. Chapter score, 4,450 points. Plus 2 extra hints I've gained. So, this is the detective ranking screen you'll be taking here at the end of every chapter. The more points you get, the higher your ranking will be. And I can show you how we can get to the screen later on. If you obtain the highest ranking, you'll get to view special credits after you beat the game. Yeah, so total score, and we've only got 1 tab right now for detective ranking. I'm an amateur detective, and then more will be revealed, which is different from the first game. The titles were available right off the bat, and we'll get more tabs as we continue on. So back to game.
Cassidy, do you know who Hippocrates Bell is?
Ah, he would be the original owner of this place. Of course, back then, the Redondo wasn't a spa, it was a private mansion. I hear he was a bit eccentric.
I see. Well, I finished that list you had for me.
Great job. Our boss awaits through that door.
No, forget it. Look, Princess Mia, those are our rates. If you think they're too high, then frankly, maybe you'd be happier slipping into a nice hot mud bath somewhere else. Hello? Thanks for wasting my time, tightwad.
It's not very nice.
Nancy Drew, good. You know why you're here, right?
Of course. You want me to?
Click on the right answer to keep the conversation going. You'll get more points if you try correctly on the first, if you choose correctly on the first try. General tip, good gravy. To pause a conversation, just click on the menu button at the bottom of the screen. That's right here. To skip to the next line of dialogue, click on the small button that will appear underneath any text that you can skip. So quick thing before I make my selection. So I meant to point this out before. Nick here has sort of a blue box around him. His clothing choice tends to lead toward blue. His dialogue is written in blue. Cassidy was all in purple. So each of the suspects sort of is associated with a color, and it helps to keep track of dialogue when you have more than one of them talking together, which does happen. All right, and this is where our score is. We want to pick the right one. Of course, you want me to investigate the bombings.
Of course. You want me to investigate the bombings.
Shh! Do not use that word. You're here to investigate the construction accidents. Our guests hear construction, they shrug it off. They hear that other word, they get upset. These people are millionaires who come here to get pampered, not upset. The good news is, with that hair of yours, those clothes, that makeup, you'll fit right in.
You really think so?
Yeah. Everybody's gonna assume you're the new gopher. You know, go for this, go for that. The new general assistant.
Oh.
No, that's good. That way no one will suspect you're really a detective who's an expert at defusing bombs.
I'm not sure who told you that, but...
Of course, that also means you can't go around bothering people. And if somebody asks you to do something, you're gonna have to do it. No questions asked.
Okay.
Sorry to interrupt, Mr. Blesky, but I'm afraid I've got some towels that need folding.
Oh, great. Another one. Well, you got here just in time.
Would you like me to...
So here's an example of that, of the different dialogue colors being useful. So right now we're one-on-one with Nick, and his dialogue is in blue, and then we have that intercom call from Cassidy, and his text comes in purple. So we're not confused. We know we've got two different characters talking. And then the other thing I want to point out is when the character's actively talking, we see that the background changes from black to, in the case of Nick, blue. It's sort of like it highlights to the color associated with that character. So just these neat little things I really appreciate. A lot of thought went into this, and I think it turned out really well. So would you like me to go out there and fold towels?
Would you like me to help fold towels?
Folding towels is a code. It means someone's found a note saying where a bomb's been hidden and turned it into reception. Shoot, look, I've got to take this call. Go on back out there. Cassidy will explain everything and get you started. Go on. Go.
Okay.
Nick Blesky.
See, each bomb has been preceded by a note. The very first note said that it contained the location of the bomb that was about to go off. Unfortunately, the rest of that note, and each of the other notes that followed, was in some kind of totally indecipherable code. However, I'm sure you, detective that you are, will be able to decipher it, determine where the bomb is, and defuse it before it goes off with no problem.
Well, I can sure try, but...
Fortunately, the bombs aren't lethal. Truly annoying, yes, but truly dangerous? No. Apparently our mad bomber just wants to torment us. Here's a map so you can find your way around the spa.
And we do use this map quite a lot, which I really like. It's a great addition.
And here's the note. Decipher it, and you'll be on your way.
This could be a sticky situation. In this minigame, your goal is to move pieces so that they form complete letters. Move pieces in the correct position by swapping them like this. Letters can be swapped like this, so first vertically, now horizontally, or this way, diagonally. Good job. Here's the top half of a V. Click on it to select it. Where should this tile be moved to form a complete V? Click on the tile it should be swapped with. And voila. Great, you made a letter. Now click on this half of the I. We're basically just going through the examples that they showed. Click on the letter that the I half should be swapped with to form a complete I. Great, you're getting the hang of this. Now Note that there are 2 rules for swapping pieces on the board. Rule 1, you can only swap a letter with an adjacent tile, including diagonals. This S piece can be swapped with the 8 tiles highlighted, so that's surrounded completely. Rule 2, swaps need to result in a complete letter being formed. If not, the swap will be undone. Now, keeping those rules in mind, click on this S half. What nearby tile should be swapped so that a complete S is formed? Click on it. Hint, this one is a little trickier. It involves a diagonal swap. Okay, you're ready to play on your own. For more details, click on the help button at the bottom of the screen. So we get a lot of these mini games, lots more in this installment than we did in the first, and I think it's great. I love them. And I know I was going to say something else while Cassidy was talking and I've forgotten. It's alright. Did you notice that whenever you form a complete letter, its gauge goes up? When all the letter gauges are full, you beat the level. Okay. Have you tried the hint button yet? No. Pressing it will light up one tile on the board that can be matched with another. I don't need to. Okay, and we hear that. So our V's are done, so I need S-E-N-I still. Let's go with an E here. And N's are done. Have you noticed the scramble button? Pressing it shuffles all the tiles on the board. You never know when this could come in handy. I don't need to do that. I love that. You get extra points when you get a second match to happen. Without having to make an extra move just for it. Let's see, what else? Let's do this. I'm not going to get points for that one because the V's are already done. Same with the N's. I need I and S. I. So I need some more S's. There we go. I hang out in the tropics. Great job. Now unscramble the letters to find out where the next bomb is hidden. Click any 2 letters to swap them. So this is a clue to what we're unscrambling. And the answer is vines.
Vines? Wonder what that means. Maybe I should look at the resort map.
Let's do that. This is the map screen. Your current location is always highlighted blue. Right now you can see you're at reception. To progress to the next location, you need to click on the correct area of the map. The bomber's clue mentions vines and tropics. Try to select the correct area on the first try. So unlike the first Dossier game, Nancy just automatically went to whichever part of the set she needed to go to. I really like that we are given more options to participate, be active with the game, be the actual player. We're not just watching things. And we're using our brain. We're putting clues together to pick the right place. So we're going to the jungle room.
Right there. That's where the next bomb must be.
I think that's the end of the chapter. Yes, so the job done. Great job, detective. Got my chapter score, conversation cues, and bonus. Got 2 extra hints. A whole bunch of points earned for mini games. Woohoo! I still only have 1 tab. Oh, I was going to show how to get to this menu, this journal here. We'll have to wait.
I hear someone. Who's there? Mr. Mingles, is that you? Speak.
Animated at the beginning.
No, I'm Nancy, the new...
Alright, so this here, if we click on this... Oh, it won't let me while I'm in the middle of dialogue, but that's how we get to that screen, Nancy's journal. So yes, we've got a 3rd character. Her text is in yellow. We've got a yellow frame around the box for her. The background will turn yellow when she's speaking. Nancy is the new general assistant.
I'm the new general assistant. And you are...
Just call me Mrs. Montague. Now, quickly, scratch the left side of my nose before I go absolutely insane. Hurry.
And I was going to point out the arrow there where we can skip text. All right, Mrs. Montague wants her nose scratched. Scratch. So, this is weird and awkward.
Wonderful. Now get me a cup of lime sherbet. 2 scoops with a sprinkling of citron zest and 1 cinnamon stick. And a spoon, of course. Silver, not plastic. And don't plan on going anywhere for a while. As you can see, you're going to be the one operating the spoon.
Actually, I kind of need to do something else right now.
Do something else? Really? Like what? Get fired like the last alleged assistant Blesky sicked on me? Keep this up and that can easily be
Alright,
arranged.
there's our arrow for
Lime
skipping
sherbet,
text
did
and
you say?
dialogue.
On second thought, forget the sherbet. I'm chilled enough as it is. The hot water for this bath doesn't seem to be working. Find out why and fix it before my gloriously flawless skin becomes a hideous landscape of goosebumps.
Tip, you can reveal the location of an object you need to use if you click on the item indicator button here. Try now. I don't want to. And you can choose if you want to reveal an item or not. I say no. You'll earn more hints as you play, so don't be afraid to use them. I just don't like
This
to use
bath
them.
has become unacceptably tepid. You simply must turn up the heat.
Okay. So there's a button, we need to press it. Now we have a dial, so we need to turn it.
Ah, the mud is warm again. Much better. Before I got in the tub, I noticed that a plant over there was dying. Please do something about it. The poor thing's struggle to live is draining the energy from this room in a most unpleasant way.
Alright, so we get to pair a few different things. So yeah, so we're doing some purposeful actions. I mean, it seems kind of silly, but this is really good practice for
You've revived
what the game
plant.
involves.
I can tell. I can feel the energy returning to the room already. Please, check the latest Tinseltown Tatler and give me the gist of Lydia Lynn's column. That woman is so deliciously catty.
Well, we've seen her before. She was in the first Dossier game. We need to pull the drawer open.
Lydia's column suggests that Jasmine Ivy came to the Redondo for a little plastic surgery.
Famous.
I suspected as much myself. Not that there's anything wrong with a judicious touch-up now and then. Brew me a cup of my special anti-aging tea, and brew it correctly, or you'll soon find yourself filing for unemployment.
Now I'll read this. Famous Face Gets Age-Related Alteration by Lydia Lynn. It seems that a certain so-called serious actress, at least as serious an actress as you can be when your name is a cutesy combination of a fragrant flower and a weed-like vine, has just gotten a little elective pruning done at the insanely exclusive Redondo Center for Rejuvenation. Since this is not her first visit to the center, we are left to wonder, is it a therapeutic nip this time, or a preventative tuck, or both? If only she would put an end to all this dreary speculation by fessing up. After all, these days even luxury cars sport a certain amount of plastic under the hood. But really, plant lady, if the truth is something that simply refuses to roll trippingly off your tongue, please do not try to tell us you're staying at the center for some much-needed rest and relaxation. That's what hot tubs are for. So there's our Lydia Lynn again. So,
Aha! Tea-making instructions.
tea-making instructions. Making tea the Redondo way, there's nothing more relaxing for a guest than imbibing in a steaming cup of wonderfully aromatic and naturally healthful Redondo tea. Flashbacks to Danger by Design. Ugh. Our special blend of dried hand-crumpled leaves can be found in the refrigerator. The leaves must not be exposed to water before they have been encased in a strainer. The strainer must then be placed in a suitable teapot. The resulting tea must be poured into a teacup and promptly served. This process guarantees a state of exquisite tranquility to its lucky recipient. Yeah. But the tea leaves are in here. I don't keep tea leaves in a fridge. It's interesting. Put them in a strainer. Put them in the teapot. Try to. There we go. Fill the teapot with hot water. Pours the tea into a cup. Give said cup to lady.
Done with the tea? Very good.
Okay, she's asleep. Time to look for that bomb.
To find the bomb, scan the room with your cursor and click when your bomb detector meter fills up. So it's interesting. We don't see the bomb detector down here. But here we go.
Emergency override panel. This looks promising.
This LCD screen gives you access to the bomb's emergency override system. To deactivate the bomb, you need to build a path that connects the two end pieces circled red below. This is one solution. Now let's try a practice level to learn how to play. You can move pieces in the grid by swapping them. Click on the two highlighted pieces to swap them. Great, the path you're creating has turned yellow to show that it's connected to one of the end pieces. Click on the next two highlighted pieces. Almost there, just one more swap needed. Click the highlighted pieces. There we go. You've completed the tutorial. Now it's time for you to defuse the real bomb on your own. Good luck. Disarm it before time runs out. No pressure. Alright. this a little bit incorrectly. It's fine. Where's the piece I need? There it is. There we go. No, I did that right.
No construction accidents here. It looks like some green goo is dripping out of that defused bomb. I guess that explains the sticky situation the Mad Bomber's note referred to.
Mr. Mingles, are you there? Mr. Mingles, I insist you drop whatever it is you're doing and answer me. Speak.
There's nobody here but me, Mrs. Montague.
Well, then don't just stand there. Find Mr. Mingles. Look in the salon. He's hopelessly attracted to the smell of hair.
He likes the smell of hair?
Just make sure he doesn't have any in his mouth before you grab him, or he might swallow it.
Is Mr. Mingles by any chance? Is Mr. Mingles a dog?
Of course he's a dog, you ninny. An award-winning, impossibly adorable Pomeranian. Now find him. Go.
Alright, so again, we're guessing. So looking for a place with hair, that's got to be a salon.
Time to move on.
And there we go, end of the chapter. Grumble in the jungle. Have you noticed that your current goal is always stated here? You can click on it to get more details. Try it. Find Mr. Mingles. I can hear Mr. Mingles barking in here, somewhere. It sounds like he's inside the walls. I'd better figure out how to get him out. Alright, and now I can click this and show you. Here's a short tour of what each tab in your journal is for. This is where you... This is where to go to read Nancy's notes and take a look at all of your current evidence. You'll even be able to rewatch movies after you've beat the game. That's the first tab. And this is where you should click if you ever need help figuring out how to play the game. This will send you to the detective ranking screen. The more points you get, the higher rank you'll get. Getting the highest ranking earns you special credits after you beat the game. Feel free to click on each of the tabs to explore. Yeah, so I can click on all these, how to play, ranking, so on and so forth. Anyways, oh, and we can go back to chapter list. So let's go back.
The barking is coming from behind this door. I just need to figure out how to open it. It's probably one of Hippocrates' contraptions.
March 5, 1925. Modifications complete. The pillar is the key. HB.
I love this whole vintage thing the Redondo's got going for it.
I don't know what I just...
Yes, the vintage look is very
did.
in right now. Really? That must mean I'm very in right now. You're supposed to laugh. That's a joke. No, it's not,
There
sweetie.
it is. I like that we
I wonder why
overhear
they don't get rid of
the
cabbage
guest
candy.
talking.
It looks so
Alright, so we get to match these things up.
Get with it. Old's the new
Pretty
new.
straightforward.
Antiques are very chic.
Related
Your life
things.
is
I like these
chewy.
puzzles.
Actually,
If you even
this
want to call them
place
puzzles,
used
these
to be
nice
a
simple
private
activities.
I wonder what this
And
tube
area
is.
used to be the dining room. The cabinetry looks
March 5,
old
1925.
because
I was quite nervous that someone might use the dumbwaiter in the dining room without my knowledge, so I have created a security system to access it. Light up the stained glass panels around the ceiling. To do so, the drain will provide a key. The pantry shelf needs exactly 15 ounces. Tug on blue, yellow, purple, orange, and unriddle the pillars. So purple, yellow, no, blue, yellow, purple, orange. Oh, we need the blue. These some tweezers. Now we can attach that there. It said blue, yellow, purple, orange. Blue, yellow, purple, orange. There we go. We see that one's lit up now as well. Okay, mice would not care for this dusty fare. It's sometimes blue and tasty too. So the first one is going to be a moon and then cheese. There's a tile. Oh, it's going to go there. These sort of aqua colored tiles are where we've got missing pieces. Has keys that open no locks. Piano has keys. Has teeth but cannot chew. Key has teeth. Can run but has no legs. A clock runs. Runs time. Red triangle goes there. And the fourth and final, or the third one with 4 items, is red with passion but doesn't bleed. I think it's the rose. A sweet bouquet hides stones within. Cherries have stones or pits. Can be broken but won't shatter. A heart. And has a stem but never grows. It's the stem of the glass. And there we go. We get our final tile. Go there. And this up. There we go. I should probably open this. Cool.
You know, maybe those colored lights are coming
There's
on by
something
accident.
in this drain. I need to
Maybe
pick up the
there's a
cover. So
short circuit
lift.
somewhere.
Maybe the dreadful little dog is chewing on the wiring.
What does
More
this go
likely
to?
it's dreadful
Over here.
owner is chewing on the wiring. Good one.
I bet the
High
switch will
five,
turn
dear.
on the glass. Turn on one of the glass windows. Ah, and these, I never know if it's supposed to be lift or flip. Let's try flip. There we go. And then here we
This
go.
looks like the shelf Hippocrates bell mentioned in his note. I bet I could use these bottles, even though some of them aren't completely full.
Alright, this is half of a 16-ounce bottle, so that's going to be 8. 8 and 4 is 12, so I need 3 more. That's 1, 2, 2.5, 3. Here we
All
go.
right.
There's Mr. Mingles.
There you are, you naughty, naughty boy. Give Mummy a kiss so she can forgive you. Yes, that's so good, Mr. Mingles. When I got out of the tub and I saw that disgusting green gooey mess you left behind, I assumed you were incompetent, so I went looking for him too. I'm a firm believer that if you want something done right, 9 times out of 10 you must do it yourself.
Speaking of the green gooey mess that came out of the... That green mess that came out of the shower head, I hope you didn't throw it away.
Me pick something up with my hand and deposit it in a garbage receptacle? As it happened, Helfton popped in for a brief eyebrow consultation, and when I showed him the goo, he scraped it up and took it with him to his lab.
Helfton? Oh, you mean the...
Biochemist. There it is.
You mean Helfton the biochemist?
Yes, Helfton Helgeson, the person who creates all the beauty products used and sold here at the Redondo. I've been using his Rejuvenator series for years. As you can see, the man is a genius.
Can you tell me where his lab is?
In the basement. His name's on the door. Brava for you, by the way.
What do you mean?
I'm assuming you want to know where his lab is so you can drop by for a consultation on your... everything.
She's so
But when you
mean.
do, pack a lunch, dear. You could be a
Oh
while.
man. So there we go. Completed. And here we go. So I've achieved Amateur Detective. I've unlocked the 2nd ranking of Rookie Investigator. Woohoo! So we've now got a little it always makes me think of chalk, but Nancy's drawn in an extra location here.
That's where I need to get to. Mr. Helgeson?
Yes, yes, what is it?
See, he's our
Oh,
red
my,
character.
You are here? After all these years of waiting and hoping and begging, you are finally here.
Just so we're on the same page, my name's Nancy Drew.
I do not care if your name is Hilde von Potterschnacht.
I think I've used that name in
what
that
is
ABC
important
game,
is
too.
that at last Blesky has sent me an assistant.
How do you know I'm not a new guest?
Please, no jokes. There is no time. I am very busy, and there is much to be done. Here, I need you to make these solutions according to these instructions.
Can I ask you something first?
You can ask me something second. First, you must make the solutions. Go, go.
I've played this a lot, right? I love these mini games. I love doing the molecule stuff for Helfton. Your goal is to form these 3 molecules. See how each molecule contains several smaller parts? These parts are represented on the board by red rings. Notice that each ring has several colors inside it. This is what you need to do to successfully form the molecules. Rotate the colored pieces on the board so that each ring contains only 1 color. To rotate the colored pieces, just click on them and they will rotate. Now you try it. Click on this piece and try rotating it. You can also right click and it will rotate the other way. There we go. Good, now let's get to work. This ring here has 2 green sections. Ba-doom, ba-doom. If you could add 1 more green section, the ring would contain only 1 color. Click this piece to rotate in the last green section. There we go. Excellent, you've completed a part of the molecule. See, there we go. Notice that the part you completed has turned that color in the diagram to show you it's done. 2 parts to go. Now see if you can fill this ring with this pinkish purple color. Rotate these 3 pieces until the colors are arranged correctly. There we go. Right on! 2 down and 1 more to go. The last ring is tricky. The ring contains 2 purple sections, but the piece on the left doesn't have any purple. But the piece above it has purple. As we can see, you just need to figure out how to drop this one down 1 spot. Here's how we can do it. Turn the 3 highlighted pieces so that the light blue colors match up. When they do, those pieces will be removed and the ones above will drop down. And there we go, filled with purple.
That should do it.
Super job! You've completed the entire molecule. Now that you've got that one checked off, try making the next 2 molecules on your own. Good luck! Did you know that you can rotate pieces on the board clockwise or counterclockwise? Try using the right mouse button. I already did that. Okay, so I normally start at the top. Because if I start at the bottom one, I might shift things that need to go together. Right now that's fine, though. I need those things to move around a bit. There we go. That's... No. Can't do that one. Can't do that one. Okay. Well, let me see. Could do 2 greens, but there aren't any greens around. Yellow. I'm going to make this one yellow. So I need to drop these 2. So if I do this, and I get extra points, 480 instead of 240. Okay, maybe do this one next. Let's go with blue, light blue, I should say. Okay, now what do I have here? I've got 2 yellows, 2 oranges, and 2 purples. Oh, I don't know. Green. So I need to drop this one by 1. There we go.
All right.
All right, that's another one done. Moving on to the 3rd and final one. It's gonna be yellow. Nothing yet. This will be blue. This will be green. This is now purple. I could have anticipated that. Dark blue for here. And let's go with orange. I was going to say green. But there we go.
That should do it.
Lovely.
You have done a very good job. I am grateful. So, ask me a question. I assume it concerns your hair? Oh my, or is it your skin?
Oh.
It concerns the green goo you found in the jungle room. I'm pretty sure it was meant to...
Side note, the music that's playing right now has been stuck in my head the last 2, maybe 3 days in anticipation of eventually playing this game. I like the music to this game.
I'm pretty sure it was meant to explode. Mr. Blesky told me about the, you know, construction accidents.
Excuse me,
As a
have I
matter
heard my
of fact,
sneezing?
when Mrs. Montague called my attention to it, I suspected it was some kind of explosive. So I carefully removed it and brought it here so I could analyze it. However, I found it to be useless. That is to say, amateurish. An attempt to create a gel bomb that failed miserably.
It was never in any danger of exploding?
Never. And now I must get back to work.
Assistant Drew, towels need to be folded in reception. I repeat, Assistant Drew, you are to go to reception and fold towels immediately.
Sounds like we must both get back to work, yeah?
All right,
Got
the music
another note
changes.
for you.
Oh yeah, this game is great. This game? Oh goodness. This game is great about the music changing for each location. I really like it. I love it when the games do that. I like that we saw Cassidy animated here a little bit too. That's a little different from the previous Dossier game. Just adds more to it. I love it. And we have to go pick up our note. Here's a sweet concoction I've cooked up for you. And we're back to doing this word scramble, which I love, or letter scramble. This time you'll see 2 new things on the board. First of all, there are blank tiles added to the mix, like here and here. These tiles can't make any matches themselves, but you can swap them with other tiles if it results in a match. Also, you now have to earn your power-ups. So these are now empty. Well, they've got 1 each, but not as full as they were in the previous one. Earn your power-ups by making matches with certain tiles. For instance, this tile contains a hint power-up. If you make a match using this tile, 1 hint will be added to your hint button on the left side of the screen. Note, if you earn power-ups but don't use a single one, you'll receive bonus points at the end of the level. This is why I don't use these things. I like points. Let's get 2 letters in one shot here. Oh, I just realized I lost that opportunity there. Oops. Oh well. So do another 2 letters in one. I like it when I can do that. The T's are done. Alright, I don't need any more T's. Oh no, let's do this first. Oh, and then let's do that W. So W's are now also done. There's an I, which is done, so I just need one H and one E. So here's my H, and then the E will be right here. Voila. I am the common link between a polar bear and coconut meat. It's the color white.
White? Now what part of the spa would that refer to?
Alright, so the answer is going to be the ivory room. Ivory is similar to white in color.
Yes, that must be the room where the next bomb is planted.
Indeed. On a molecular level, that's what this chapter was called. So, making headway. Continue on.
Finally! I've been waiting to receive my facial series for at least 5 minutes! Please, begin at once.
Sorry, I'm actually here to find something.
Excuse me? Are you telling me to wait even longer? I'm going to report this straight to management.
Well, I suppose I could put off my other task for a moment.
Thank you.
I meant to point this out when we first met Mrs. Montague, but Nancy was told by Nick Blesky that she has to do what she's requested of by the guests. So this should come as no surprise, and I don't know why Nancy keeps trying to put things off. Alright, this tutorial will demonstrate how to perform a facial. Your goal is to end up with a customer who looks like the sample image on the left. First, let's try applying a mud mask. Click once on this blue dispenser tube to select it. Now click on the client's face to apply the mud. What a nice shade of blue. We need to figure out how to make her eyes and mouth yellow though. Click on the reset button to wipe her face clean. The reset button is a bar of soap, which is great. This time, let's start with the yellow mud. Click the yellow tube once and then click her face to apply a yellow layer. Before we apply the next layer of blue mud, we need to cover her eyes and mouth so that they stay yellow. Click on a kiwi to select it, then click one of her eyes. Do the same for the other eye. Now place this orange slice over her mouth. We're ready for the mud. Click on the blue mud mask, then click the client's face. And the last step is to remove all the fruit. Click once on a fruit piece to select it, then click anywhere on the screen to remove it. Great, you completed your first facial. Now you get to perform the rest of the series on your own. Make your client look just like this. Alright, I like these. I find this really relaxing. There we go. Facial complete. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. There we go. Cover her nose, start with some green, then cover the lower half of her mouth, go with some blue, dab on whatever this stuff is. And then I just have one more. I get to do a couple colors twice, well, one color twice. There we go. Great job.
That's it.
I feel so rejuvenated. Thank you.
It's gonna come up in a minute.
I wonder if this is from the bomber.
I don't know how many playthroughs it took for me to find where this note came from, because we don't click on it, like there's no sparkle. Jasmine, though it's what you do best, though it's what you do best, I will not be ignored.
I'd better figure out where that bomb is.
And it's over here.
The bomb is in the sensory deprivation unit. I need to get it open.
Sanitation cycle for Krollmeister's Sense Away pod. As a safety precaution, pod will remain locked after use until the following steps are taken. Drain pod. Refill pod, make sure hose is attached to faucet first. Refill salt reservoir and turn on UV cycle. Make sure bulb is replaced this cycle. I need to drain the pod. I'm going to just click on all the things. That's for the salt. That's to drain it. That's where we put in fresh water. That's for the UV bulb. There's to be something useful in here. So if one more thing has just been added here. The hose for refilling the pod. I wonder what this is for. Let's press it. A big bag of pool salt. I can twist this out of its socket. Turn. There we go. Now it's in our action bar. There are 2 more things to find. This will turn on the water. What's my other thing to find? I suppose it doesn't really matter. Okay, let's empty the pod. Then we need to refill it. Oh, I didn't. This is what I didn't do. I'm gonna be short on points now. Shoot, back to 100. Attach it down here. Now, turn it. And salt down here. Bulb in here. And now it's open, and here is our bomb. This time there are some green squares that you won't be able to place any pieces. Good luck, and these do not move around. I want this. These 2 need to swap. I'm going to need that, and that, and that, and that, and this. They keep it easy the first few times, which is really nice.
There, deactivated. This bomb is full of pie filling. That sure would have made a mess.
Could have been delicious, though. I could go for pie. Cherry pie. Or sour cream lemon pie.
You're here already! I'm sorry. When I'm on the set, I never miss a call. And when I'm on the stage, I never miss a cue. Yet for some reason, when it comes to real life, I seem to be late for everything. Wait a minute. You're not Gretel.
Oh my gosh, you're Jasmine Ivy, the actress.
Yes, I know that. Now who are you? And what happened to my regular masseuse?
I'm sorry, my name's Nancy Drew.
The new general assistant, right. What are you doing in here?
Oh, just a little preventative maintenance. I just found this note. It sounds kind of...
threatening, but I did just want to point out, so one more character who we're interacting with. Green for Jasmine Ivy. How appropriate.
It sounds threatening.
Oh. It's not really that threatening. Probably just a prank, so why don't I keep it? That way you don't have to give it another thought.
Have you gotten any other notes like this?
Not that I recall. Listen, I keep hearing this weird hissing and clicking sound in my room. It sounds kind of like a snake, and I hate snakes. So be a good assistant and fix whatever's making the noise, would you please? Right now? Okay, bless you. Bye now.
So then we have to select our guest room, which is going to be Jasmine's. Well, we're going to be selecting Jasmine's room, which is in the guest room, or guest suite. Oh, I'm getting everything so confused. Not great to do recordings when you're sick.
On to my next location.
All right, Jasmine Danger. Interesting chapter title. Especially since that comes up, it seems like right at the end. Anyways. Yay, rookie investigator! We've achieved that detective ranking. Now moving on to what's been revealed as Gifted Gumshoe. I like it. What a beautiful room. Oh, I meant to point this out too in the jungle room. I love that space. It's beautiful. But this is neat too. A different score playing, and we've got this octopus. Yeah, it's a really neat space. They just did such a great job with all the artwork and creating the Redondo. It's one of my favorite games that has been created, really, as far as just the look of everything. Okay, this painting is on hinges. What could be behind it? Let's pull it. I need the combination to the safe. Indeed. To unlock this, each disc must go in its proper place. Oh yeah, I like this. Okay, there are 7 wonders in the world. A decade is 10 years. A star usually has 5 points. Gemini means twins, so 2. A unicorn has a single horn. An octopus has 8 legs. Clover, thinking of a 4-leaf clover. Freezing point is 0 degrees Celsius. I don't know if that's the same in Fahrenheit. I don't think it is. Is it? I don't know.
There.
I'm Canadian. I don't do Fahrenheit except for the oven. There's a button here. Press. Alright, we can now grab the little cell
Jasmine
phone.
seems to have all of her passwords and security codes on her phone.
So we've got a computer pass as well as the safe password. I feel like those are reversed. A safe passcode isn't really that long. A computer password I would imagine would be longer. It just seems very backwards to me.
Whoa! Jasmine Ivy is Ida Brooks' sister?
So this is an email from Mom to Jasmine Ivy. Subject is regarding Pharaoh. Wasn't that bad. ... Sweetie, I know you and Ida don't always get along, and you had a few issues with her recent work in Pharaoh, but you're the big sister here, and hence the mature one. Ida's birthday's coming up, so why don't you send her some flowers? Her favorite florist is Bloom Kaboom, and their number is 310-555. Boom. Mom. So Ida Brooks and the film Pharaoh were a big part, or well, that's what was what the game centered on for the first Dossier game. So I like that tie back. Now let's open the safe. What's this in here?
Jasmine seems to be collecting and cataloging all of these threats. I wonder why.
Jasmine, you don't deserve to be in the movies. Jasmine, people, pretty petty people like you should watch themselves. Jasmine, I will not be ignored. Jasmine, the bombs are meant for you.
I should report back to Mr. Blesky.
It's a good idea, Nancy. That's a short chapter.
Well, are you getting anywhere?
I met Jasmine Ivy, and I found out Jasmine has been getting threats.
Threats, schmets. She's a celebrity. Stuff like that goes with the territory. What about Mrs. Montague?
Well, I managed to stop a bomb from covering her with goo.
Good, because beneath all the designer labels and bodywork, she's not a bad person. Spent the first half of her life turning a nothing digital components company into a billion-dollar business. And now she's spending the second half giving away the proceeds to charity.
Actually, according to Helfton Helgeson, the bomb in the jungle room
Was a dud.
According to Helfton, the bomb in the jungle room was a dud. He said it was poorly made and would never have exploded.
But all the other bombs exploded. Why wouldn't that one? That doesn't make sense. Unless Helfton lied to you about the bomb. Look, I just saw him leave for his daily walk. Go snoop around in his lab. See if he's up to something.
Happy to. Alright, selecting the lab.
There's the place.
Easy choice. As long as you're paying attention to the dialogue. Also, very short chapter. Alright. So we get to do some snooping around. 1,000 milliliter graduated cylinder. 500 ml. An empty flask. This petri dish looks clean and empty. Now there's more to see at some point. It's locked. Maybe the unlock code is related to the image on the front. So we see a monkey. Your name is Bean. Bean is the code to the lunchbox. Dear Helfton, I've packed your favorite lunch of macaroni and cheese. I hope that your super secret plan to finally get the respect you deserve works out. Have a nice day. Love, Mom. The test tubes must be put in their places, then the fourth one is the key. Oh, okay. I like this. Alright, so you're blending the two colors and matching them. So this really pale yellow is obviously white and bright yellow together. Now got, oh, I don't keep holding it. So purple would be blue and red. Pink would be a light red, so white and red. Green would be these ones and these.
That should do it. Now I just need to pick the right key.
He said it's the fourth one.
This must be the right key.
I bet I can melt the jelly around this key. There's no gas going to this Bunsen burner. A hose connected to the gas outlet. So connected to the burner, which is just on. And wow, that's hot. Put my key. Open sesame. Alright. To create compound X, add the following to a flask of red fluid. 5 ounces of gray powder, 500 ml of blue fluid, 1,000 ml of purple fluid. 5 ounces of gray powder. Oh, there it is. flask of red fluid. Where's my flask? Alright. We are missing the Mahoozit. Let's shake that jacket. There's the faucet valve. Let's fill that flask. And we need 500 of blue. 1,000 of purple. And now we're going to put all of these in here. Starts to fizz. I need to move this to another dish before it solidifies in here. So put it in a petri
What is
dish.
Halfton making? I better figure it out.
Yay! Do more of the molecule stuff. Okay, there's not a match there. I keep wanting to do this match in the middle, which actually isn't a match. Looks like there should be one. This one will be orange. Let's see about that. This one will be yellow. Ooh, I got a bonus one for that one. Dropping and completing. Ah, purple. Let's aim for purple here. So if I drop this one. There we go. I'm done.
Right.
2 more to go. I can do green up here. I could either do dark blue or yellow here. Obviously gone for dark blue. I'll do light blue here. Do some more dark blue down here. Okay, I'm gonna try and go for yellow. Drop this one. Can I? Oh. Yes, I can. But I had to drop 2. There we go. Let's go with light blue. Oh, or not. That probably won't be the only time I make a connection when I don't mean to. Shoot, we've got a few to try and drop. I want this. There we go.
That's it.
Uh-huh, that's it indeed. One more. Got a lot of light blue here. I'm gonna wait on that one. This one will go with orange. No. I can do light blue here. That's gonna drop a whole lot of things. I'm gonna start actually with that one. Now let's, oh, wait for that. Now let's do this one. Oh, didn't mean to do that. Like I said, that probably wasn't going to be the first or only time. There we go. And let's go with yellow for here. There we go.
All right. That solidified fast. This looks very similar to that gel I found in the jungle room.
There's Mr. Mingles creeping around.
Oops! Mr. Mingles, no!
Nancy, are you still down there?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Then leave, fast. Helpton just entered the building.
There's a slight problem. Mrs. Montague's dog ran off with some evidence.
That mutt runs off with everything. Okay, look. All the trash from the salon gets incinerated about this time of day, so that's probably where he went. The little klepto has this weird thing about hair. So leave the lab and go to the furnace room. Now!
A little klepto. Alright, so we now have yet another place that's been drawn and added to our map. So, the furnace.
There's the place.
I feel like it should just be called furnace room, not just furnace.
I bet all these rats escaped from that cage. Maybe I should return them to their home.
So in the first Dossier game, we had a bunch of bonus rounds that were the same sort of matching puzzle all the time. This game is different. We only have 2 of them. The second one's going to be, I think, right after this. And yeah, it's about catching things. So bonus round, a bunch of rats have gotten loose. Catch as many as you can and return them to this cage before time runs out. Click and hold the mouse button to pick up a rat and let go to drop the rat. This I know was supposed to be changed in the third installment. I think it was going to go back to the setup from the first Dossier. Sometimes my cursor doesn't work. So, no. Trying. I can't find them. Can't click on them. There we go. Oh, I had one and I didn't realize it and I dropped it. Dropped it again. Nope. I keep holding after I've clicked because I'm worried I'm going to drop one again.
That dog is in here somewhere. Where are you, Mr. Mingles?
I didn't even see how many I caught. I feel like it wasn't that great. And now we're about to meet our final character. Very different.
Hello,
for her.
Nancy.
Hello, Joanna.
I'm Joanna Brown. Welcome to my dark little corner of this dark little world.
She's a little dark
Joanna
herself.
Brown. Right. You're...
So, yes, our final character with sort of an orangey color for her. So she is the janitor.
You're the janitor. How did you know who I was?
Well, Nancy, when you spend all your time cleaning up after people, pretty soon you become invisible. They don't even know you're there anymore. But that's all right, because it allows you to hear and see everything. What have you done to my rats?
Well, I thought maybe the dog had opened their cage somehow, so I caught them and put them back in.
I was giving them their daily exercise. That's what makes their coats so lustrous. That and an occasional dab of Helfton's leave-in conditioner. I love rats. I really do.
Anyway, since you're, as you put it, invisible, how much do you know about the...
Construction accidents.
How much do you know about the construction accidents?
How much do you know about the man you're working for? That's the real question, Nancy.
Assistant Drew, please go to
Speaking of
reception
who?
and fold the towels there. I repeat, Assistant Drew is to go to reception and fold towels immediately.
Towels. My brother could have come up with a much better code than that. He's a writer. In fact, he... Maybe later. You better go.
I almost forgot. I've still got to take this dog back to Mrs. Montague.
I'll do it. Come here, Mr. Mingles.
Just don't grab him too hard or he might... Oh no, he swallowed it.
He'll be fine. You better go to reception and do something about those towels.
Una mas.
I like that he just tosses the note. This one might really bug you. Okay. In this level, you'll see 2 new special tiles on the board. Tiles that contain this plain icon are warp tiles. They are so useful. You can swap a warp tile with any other tile on the board, not just adjacent tiles. And tiles that contain this pesky padlock icon are locked. They can't be swapped with other tiles. However, the lock tile will be removed if you match it away by moving another tile up to it. Tongue twister. Alright. So there. That goes away. You can hear it unlock. Same with that one. The locked one's gone. I really want to match this. Oh, I need it to drop. Oh well. Do some R's. C. Should look here. Okay, I don't need any more R's. I need O, S, C, and I. Okay, there's an I. Oh, let's do that. And then that. And then that one already did itself. That's great. There's another O. Another O. Okay. Can't do any... Well, fine. I'll make that fly. Need one more O. So there we go. Need quite a few S's. Lots of C. Some I's, but the I's are not quite set up in a convenient way. Okay, S and I. There's an S. So I can do this. I'm not going to make a match with the O, but I'm making it match with the S. So that's a fine thing that you can do. Alright, need another I. This would be useful if it was up here. So I could shuffle things around, but I don't want to. I like keeping all my points. So I'm just going to let things drop and see what comes from that. There we go. Perfect. I'm a pair yet one object. Scissors.
The
I do the
answer
S's
is
last because
definitely
there's so many of
scissors.
them. I should say I don't even work on the S's. I work on all the other letters. It just saves time. So scissors you're going to find in a salon, and we're going to find another bonus round here.
I'll bet that's the place the clue refers to.
Belly of the beast. Oh, still a gifted gumshoe. Getting close.
That shampoo bottle on the floor is oddly large.
And oddly out of
Wait a
place.
second. That's no shampoo bottle. Uh-oh.
Clue said it would really bug me. So, there we go. Yikes! Catch as many roaches as you can and deposit them in the yellow biohazard jar before time runs out. To catch a roach, click and hold the mouse button and let go when the roach is above the yellow jar. Okay. Trying to click you. Oh, I did catch that one. I like the ones over here because they're within reach. They're easy to get to. So these are the only two bonus rounds in this game. I mean, there's a lot going on. I don't think there's really time for any more bonus rounds, honestly. 28, 29, I get 30.
Phew.
30.
I think it's time to give Nick an update.
Yeah, Nancy wasn't fast enough with decoding that note. So the bomb went off. It was a really short chapter.
Nick's not here. Joanna did say I should know more about him, so a little snooping couldn't hurt. What's this note on Nick's desk?
To do: 1. Find those eyeballs. 2. Shred the documents in the locked cabinet. Okay. Where could this eye go? There's something under here, so we're going to lift. And put that eyeball there. I see you. Once upon a time, there were 5 animals who decided to have a race to see who was the fastest. They were each interviewed afterwards. This is what they said. Frog: I was the runner-up. Cat: I napped after crossing the finish line. Dog: I was on the hare's tail the whole time. Hare: I wasn't first, but at least I beat the rat. Rat: the cat was waiting for me when I finished. So it's going to be cat, frog, hare, dog, rat. Look at the other thing. Each row and column must have one planetary symbol, one animal, one fruit, 3 different colors. Okay. So, cat, frog, hare, dog,
There.
rat. I normally do this one last, because I always click on this first. This one. How do I go about doing this? So we need 1 fruit, 1 planetary symbol, 1 animal in each row and column. And say with 1 color. So, start by swapping that. So we go with the yellow symbol. Purple thing there. So we need to go like that.
That should do
There we
it.
go. That was really easy. Alright.
Oh my gosh. Nick is embezzling money from the clients and the Redondo.
So nasal refuse capture device versus facial tissue. It's for Kleenex, you guys. Ocular retinal preservation device. It's a light bulb. spa-wide advanced sanitation system, or hand soap, luxury personal hydration preservation system, drinking water, full body cover-up and care, complimentary robe. Good gravy. Look at those price differences. Nick's weekly bonus is over $300. Egad.
Nicholas! Mm-hmm. Do you want to know what my poor darling Mr. Mingles is doing now? He's belching blue, horribly odoriferous bubbles! He doesn't seem to be in any pain, thank goodness, but we both know this is yet another side effect of the botched spinal manipulation performed by that dreadful Redondo quack to whom you insisted I take him. And the behavioral side effects? Why, no sooner did that janitor lady set Mr. Mingles down after finding him in the furnace room than the poor thing ran off again! I immediately ordered her to catch him, which could take a while because Mr. Mingles is so sprightly and she's so not.
Oh man.
But as soon as my precious baby is back in my arms, you and I are going to have a very long talk.
Sounds like this would be a good time to snoop around Joanna's furnace room.
Indeed. Oh, I thought I had finished it. No, there's still a smidgen left. Alright, back to the furnace
That's
room.
where I need to get to.
Do some more snooping.
What is that sound? Oh no, I think there's a bomb in here somewhere.
Basically here. There we go.
The bomb is inside the furnace.
Assistant Drew, please go to reception and fold the towels there. Immediately.
Sorry, Nick. I already know where the next bomb is. I just need to figure out how to turn off this furnace first.
Yes, indeed. Let's lift that. There it is. The broom to bring it down. Attach it. And give it a whirl or a turn. Now it's off.
A small scrap of paper was used in this bomb. I'll have to keep an eye out for the magazine it was torn from.
Alright, we go right into this one. I think I need that one. There we go. I don't know why I started on that side, because I knew that was wrong.
Mission accomplished.
Alright.
This is interesting reading material. Wait a second. There's something behind this book.
I'm writing down this ISBN, and there's a reason for this. Make sure I've written it down correctly. 47555 681 353 314. Yes, okay. This has to do with an upcoming adventure game. This is to get, I believe, an Easter egg. So, anyways. Rat treats. They don't look very good. Rat retreats. Okay.
I can't get that ingot of metal out. I'm going to have to bribe one of Joanna's furry friends for help.
So it's funny that right now I think I need the ingot of metal, even though I haven't found why I want it. Well, it ties you with a rat treat, and you can be like a dog and just hand that over. This needs a key. It's locked. There it is. Let's lift this. A mold for a key. How can I get these screws out? This screwdriver is only a bit. I can't get a good grip on it. So it looks like I could use the handle for something else if I needed to. So we'll put these together to form an actual screwdriver. There's one key. Let's put it there. Lift that up.
This is a crucible for melting metals at low temperatures.
Some water. That's something we need to look at. Okay, let's put our ingot in our crucible. Put this in the furnace so that it melts. Pour it into here. Now just need to cool it off. Let's pick it up with a towel and then cool it off here. And then my newly minted key in here. So these aren't very nice.
Joanna has a creepy anti-shrine to Jasmine. I'd better check on her.
Star leaves Hollywood to look for love. A certain sweetly smelling, invasively viney, self-aggrandizing, I can't say that word, thespian has been heard whining more than once about the men in La La Land, mostly about how there are none. Well, it seems to me LA is crawling with the male species. Our demanding diva apparently finds it necessary to leave town to find companionship. And rumor has it she's done just that. She's been spotted with an as yet unidentified guy. Floppy bangs, lackadaisical expression, studded leather belt. Could it be our cloyingly aromatic creeper has gotten her tendrils around a genuinely sensitive dude? I give this romance 1 month. After that, Wilt City. Who is this guy? So we're checking in on Jasmine, so going to her guest room.
Time to move on.
Did I pass it? Yes! Gifted gumshoe achieved! I'm now working on my super sleuth. Ooh, that is really full. That didn't take long. Let's look at this first. To do, find phone and stop losing it. And get more business cards. Detox appointment at 2:30. Don't be late.
Darn, Jasmine changed her password. I need to find her phone again. This is part of Jasmine's business card. If I can find the rest of it, I can call her number and find her phone when it rings.
This is assuming it's in this room. There we go. Let's pull open a drawer. Look at her salad. Get some tongs. Leave them in a bit.
Jasmine has an emergency kit in here. It's got all sorts of stuff. Tape, batteries, even a sewing kit.
And let's pull on this. Let's give this a shake. Something under the drain.
It looks like I have all the pieces for this business card. I just need to make sure they stay together.
So the tape. Now, I do like that this is like an actual jigsaw puzzle that we get to work on. We need to be able to do that. Oops, put the things in the right place.
There.
There we go. So now I can call her number, look for her phone.
The phone is in her TV cabinet. I need to open it up. Where's that remote control?
Outside. Let's pull the doors open. The remote control is dead. Oh, we knew there were batteries here too. It's alive. I just need to hit the power button. Press. Fancy. And password.
Jasmine's agent is telling her to play up these threats for publicity. That's pretty sketchy.
This is from Simone Mueller. We know her from the final scene. So to Jasmine Ivy, subject regarding getting threats. Jasmine, dearest, this is seriously great news. The public loves it when they think a celebrity is in danger. This is just the kind of boost your career needs. So make sure you keep all the letters. The scarier they are, the better. In fact, if you think you know who they're from, try to provoke him into sending you more. Good gravy. Would that all my clients got threatening letters. Simone, she's just ridiculous. Goodness. Right. See Jasmine herself in the flesh again.
Oh, hello again. Well, I see you fixed whatever was making that awful noise and made my snack.
Actually.
Now I can turn all my attention to reading scripts and deciding which, if any, I'd like to tackle as my next project. I'm not sure whether to thank you or not.
How well do you know the janitor here?
They have a janitor here? What am I saying? Of course they do. But frankly, I don't recall ever seeing him.
Her name's Joanna Brown. She has an interesting collection of...
By the way, I feel like there should be more than one janitor. It's a very large place. That's a big job for one person.
She collects rats.
News to me.
I read that you recently underwent plastic surgery.
You should never, ever believe what you read in the Tinseltown rag. I am an actor. I don't need plastic surgery to do my job. Whether the character is beautiful or plain, if I am drawn to a role, I throw my whole being into it. Unfortunately, to make sure I continue to be offered decent roles, I must periodically grease the wheels of the Hollywood publicity machine, which is not one of my favorite pastimes, but still, I remain an actor, ever true to my craft.
Speaking of publicity, Ida Brooks, the star of the new Pharaoh movie, is she really...
Your sister? There we go.
Is Ida Brooks really your sister?
Are you serious? That shallow, no-talent,
self-absorbed
self-absorbed little pea-brain who thinks acting is being able to scream in three different octaves? You think she's my sister?
Well, you do kind of look and sound like her.
No. She looks and sounds like me. And you know why? Because she spent her whole life copying me, that's why. Out of jealousy. Everybody always liked me best, and she has never learned to just deal with it! I mean, any similarity between us is just a coincidence.
Assistant Drew, please report to the reception area.
Sounds like our conversation's over. Ta-ta!
She's probably relieved.
Cassidy has wandered off somewhere.
Oh no!
I need for you to man the phones until he gets back. The construction accidents will have to wait.
I don't like this part. I'm not very good at it. Incoming calls will show up here. Click once on a line to answer the call. After the caller tells you who they'd like to speak with, click on the correct area of the redondo to transfer the call. Note that the caller's request will show up in words at the top of the screen up here. Oh man. Some of these I just don't know.
Somebody there called me about repairing some stained glass.
Nope, see, that's wrong.
Be quick about it. Whoever is in charge of spirit.
Put me through to the room where they store the bio-waste.
Waste room.
Hello, I am the aquarium.
Oh, that was
This is
wrong.
Crawlmeister Insurance. I need to confirm
Oh yes.
supervisor of the room with
I know why I clicked the wrong one.
Need a laser treatment.
I'm the
I'm
guest
with
room.
Wizard Window Washing. I need the dimensions of
I'd like to book an aquarium massage.
I don't know. I'm not good at this.
Be a doll and put me through. I would like very much to talk.
I'd like to talk to someone about I'd like to schedule a manicure. Let me talk to someone who can dye my hair. Transfer me to wherever you guys keep it. Ah, I'm with the small animal clinic. Somebody call them.
Friend's room.
Whoever runs that place. My hair looks... Put me through to the room where they do...
Let me talk to someone who can give me the specs on your water heater.
I need to speak to your most...
Mr. Helgeson, thank you.
He is in the
I
laboratory.
want to set up an appointment to get my face set.
Oh, okay. Just barely didn't lose.
This is Jasmine Ivy's grandmother. I was hoping you could tell me how she's doing after her, what was the name of that operation again?
Are you with the Tinseltown Tattler?
Shoot!
And that piece of dialogue changes. It's not
I
always
just
the
had to hear
same.
your voice. Say something. Something exciting.
Ms. Ivy?
Cassidy?
Actually, this is Nancy. Cassidy's not here right now.
Well, where is he?
I don't know.
Who's he with?
I don't know that either.
When will he be back? Never mind. You just tell Mr. Jones when you see him that... Never mind that either.
It looks like there's a waste room in the resort, and I bet it's in the basement. I'll update my map.
Alright. I thought I needed to look at that note. Time to snoop. Oh, right.
This is the magazine that was wedged in the bomb in the furnace room. But there's no mailing label to tell me who it belongs to. I wonder if it's in the recycling bin.
This is locked. Here
That
we
must
go.
be what Mr. Mingles was doing around the fountain. If I'm going to dig around there, I'd better turn it off first.
Nick, it seems Mrs. M's mischievous mutt has made off with the keys to all the cabinets in the reception area. As a result, I can neither empty the recycling bin nor get anything out of the supply closet. Just thought you should know, Cassidy. Okay, what am I missing? There we go. What could be in here? Pull. Well, this controls the fountain, which it does, and the fountain is off. There we go. How can I move a bunch of these at once? I could use this as a scoop if I could put these pencils somewhere. This drawer is totally empty, so perfect place for all those pencils. Now let's scoop out a bunch of rocks at once. There's something in the fountain pump. I need to fish those keys out of there. Harp string with this paper clip. Do some fishing for keys. Gotcha.
It belongs to Cassidy.
Dun dun dun. And who should now return but Cassidy Jones?
Well, well, look at this. She mans phones, she diffuses bombs. Your talents seem to be endless.
As he rolls his eyes.
Not really, but I'm still trying to figure out a lot of stuff. Like, why did I find...
Mr. Mingle's mixing chemicals in the lab.
Why did I find a piece of your magazine wedged in the last bomb?
If you're suggesting that I made that bomb, you're way off base. This is a reception area. Anybody could have ripped a piece of paper out of that magazine.
But this magazine is addressed to you. And I can't help but wonder why you subscribe to a magazine that... Why do you subscribe to a magazine that practically declares war on wealthy people?
I subscribed to that magazine in college when fighting the power and sticking it to the rich was the in thing. I changed my tune the instant I graduated and had to start fending for myself. But, thanks to some fluke in some database, they keep sending me those things. I'm too lazy to tell them they're wasting postage. Guess it's kind of my way of sticking it to them.
Where were you just now?
I'm afraid that's personal.
Cassidy, you out there?
Yes, sir, Mr. Blesky.
Well, welcome back. Now sit down so Nancy can go to the jungle room and capture that stupid bubble-burping dog once and for all.
On my way.
Missing Cassidy. Really making slow progress now on this one. Catch Mr. Mingles! Roll your cursor over bubbles to pop them. As soon as the dog is revealed, click on him to grab him. He's a little feisty, so you might have to try a few times before you nab him. I don't like that he's bouncing all over the place and in weird places, like in the fridge. But easy enough.
You caught him. Good. I'll take him to Mrs. Montague so you can get back to investigating all the you-know-whats.
The thing is, Mr. Mingles is burping blue bubbles because he...
Also great for that letter game. Lots of bees.
Mr. Mingles swallowed an explosive substance that Helfton Helgeson has been working on.
Don't worry, the little mutt didn't poison himself. Everything Helfton creates is 100% non-toxic, organic, and biodegradable.
But it looked like Helfton was being very secretive about this substance. I think he calls it...
Compound X. There we go.
Helfton calls the substance Compound X.
I know all about Compound X. It's this explosive exfoliant. You rub it on, and it literally blows the dead skin cells off your face. Look, if all you're coming up with are dead ends, why don't you go to the salon and help out for a while? If nothing else, it's a great place to hear the latest gossip.
Will do.
I like going to the salon. In the game, not in real life. Alright. General Assistant to-do list. Give Miss Ames a facial series and fix the vacuum. Two very different things to do in the salon. Alright, let's start with some blue, and then some green, and do that, and then brown, remove the thingies. Easy peasy. I can start with a few different ones, so I'm gonna do this first. Hey ya. Oh, this one, let's do some yellow, cover that. That should do it. Two more. A few different choices again. Let's just start with brown. Go with some blue, cover her mouth. Green, cover the lower half of her face and one eye. And then go blue. One dab here, but one, and then two. Remove everything. And the last one.
There we go.
These are really
Right.
quick activities if you know how to do them. Now I need to fix a vacuum.
Have you seen the new assistant?
She's pretty hard to miss with all that.
Shh. She's right over there.
How rude, they're talking
Have you
about
watched
me.
the movie Pharaoh yet? Of course. I went to the premiere. How was it?
No, they're talking
Same
about
old.
Pharaoh.
Champagne.
February 10th, 1906, my latest invention is absolutely, indisputably brilliant. A built-in electrical vacuum cleaner for the dining room. We have those in our house. A few of the houses I've lived in. Not just for the dining room, kitchen too. All crumbs and any other dry messes on the floor need simply be swept into the proximity of a vent and whoosh, they'll be sucked away instantly. To find the correct code for the vacuum cleaner, keep an eye to the sky and on the ground. HB.
Do that if I were you.
Why not? That brush cost me $50.
You don't want to get on
That's
her
too high
backside, that's
for
all.
me to reach.
I
I
wish
don't
she
know
was
why
a
Nancy
window
knows to just
wash.
do this.
The skylight must be connected to the vacuum system.
Yeah.
Well,
Like, she could have opened any of them. That one's a really weird one for me. That's maybe the weakest part of this game. I need to get rid of all this hair. There's a garbage can.
Even broken
Grab
up
that.
for good measure. Whoa.
What's the receptionist's name again?
Something that begins with C. Carl, Christopher.
All
Cody,
right,
Carmichael,
3 pieces of paper with
Cassidy.
numbers on them.
That's it. It's not bad.
Rumor has it
This is a
that
combination
getting
lock.
one of the guests
Indeed.
Extra attention.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Wedged in there.
Deal is with all these
The screw is in a really tight space. Tweezers can always fit, so let's remove that. How can I make sure the pieces will stay together? Not with this. There it is. This stuff is like super glue. Seems a strange way to fix this, but whatever. I just need something to screw this in with. We're gonna use the nail file. This is ready to go. Press that red button. And watch all that get sucked in. I do like that. Just looks really good. I like how they've done it.
How
We're
was
eavesdropping.
the acupressure session?
Heavenly.
Except afterwards, they put me in the Zen zone, and all the while I was lying there, I kept hearing this weird ticking sound.
Ticking sound? Probably some kind of new sound therapy.
That's why I love this place. They're just so darn innovative.
Ticking sound. Uh-oh, I guess I know where I need to go next.
That voice actually wasn't consistent, by the way, with the pitch and tone, which is unfortunate. All right, first time we're going to the Zen Zone. I like the Zen Zone, too. I really like all the spaces.
Yes, that must be the room where the next bomb is planted.
Oh, and there's our waste room already noted on the map. Gossip detective, indeed. Getting closer to completing Super Sleuth.
I'm guessing by your tentative entrance that you are the new assistant. I'm Val, the head therapist here in the Zen Zone. I'm also elbow deep in steamed Peruvian peppers at the moment. It's a new relaxation therapy I'm trying out. But you know, since I'm between clients, and as long as I'm sitting here anyway, why don't you come over here and give me the new facials I'm developing? That way I can judge their effectiveness for myself.
Well, sure.
Really calm, serene music. Not that we've heard it for the first time. Oops. I need the green first before I put the green thing on. There we go. A couple different ways you can go about this, different order. I'll start with brown. Where the mouth is gonna be yellow. Take that off. Do this for the blue. So now the nose is right and the mouth is right. Some yellow for the eye. And then green for everything else. Is that right? There we go. These ones are a little bit more complicated, which is nice. You get some variety. Do a whole bunch of things with green here. Yellow, that gets the nose done. Brown. Yellow again, and then blue. And top of that stuff. There we go.
That should do it.
You're having to use willow wax instead of walnut balm because Cassidy seems to have misplaced my last order.
Or alphabet game
Honestly, that man
things.
has no business being in charge of inventory. I've told Blesky that repeatedly, but then Blesky has no business being in charge of personnel. So there you have it. That's enough. Thank you for your help.
Sure. Now I better find that bomb.
While Val's still in the room.
It's inside this cabinet. I have to figure out how to open it.
All these things. So they matches that. There's the red one right there. It's yellow, yeah. There we go. Green's the first one. Black's over here. And there's the white diamond. And another level of the puzzle. A feast of beasts. The Tusky diner's seatmate squeaked in anticipation of the meal. These top two. One animal couldn't sit herself, but was seated next to a woolly guest. That's a serpent and a woolly guest. This one, right? Yep. Another roared, where we see it roaring. There we go, the tiger. When she discovered her companion hanging from the ceiling, which is going to be the monkey. Yet another crowed, it will be a rooster, to his neighbor, a creature of large imagination, so a dragon. One side held an animal that was loyal to his steadfast friend. No, it's these two. And the last two guests held a race to their spot. I always have to actually do this one first. Think about who races together. There we go. Here's our bomb. Okay. Why do I do this? Oh, I go through here, don't I? I need... Oh, that's right, it goes up. And then... There we go. Part of me always wants to go all the way around.
Right.
But that would have been incorrect, so... Here we go.
Mustn't be overheard? I think I better figure out a way to listen in on their secret meeting.
Cassidy, meet me in the garden this afternoon. Just make sure no one is in the maze. We mustn't be overheard. Jasmine. Alright, we get to go to the garden for the first time. Woohoo! It's funny, I actually don't like the garden that much. I don't know why I said woohoo.
There's the place.
There we go. Ticking away. Have I made it to the next ranking? Yes! Achieved! Super Sleuth! I'm now trying to unlock the ultimate private eye, which includes special credits. Woohoo. Alright.
Jasmine and Cassidy won't be meeting anytime soon. There are too many clients wandering around. Maybe I can help them find their way out of the maze.
Find the 4 lost clients and escort them to the stations marked with white umbrellas. A red arrow will always point toward the next client to find. To move Nancy, just click and hold the mouse in the direction you'd like to go. Alternatively, you can use the arrow keys on the keyboard. Once you find a client, make sure to escort her to a white umbrella quickly or she may become upset. Tip, if you'd like to view the map of the garden, just click on the help button in the lower right corner. So, before I click OK, this is where I always stop the game. Either just because I'm done for the day and it's been a while, or I need a break, and I just don't like the garden that much. Even though it holds some interesting stuff later on, it's just, there's something about it, it's not actually my favorite place. Anyways, I'm gonna just use my mouse keys rather than the mouse keys? Keyboard keys. Goodness. Ah! Oh, you're way over there. Oh, and you're blocked in. Ah. Okay. Oops. Can I go down around this way? Good. Well, I can. Oh, what's going to be the closest station for her? Can I get to this one? Let me just take a look. Yes, okay, good. She's kind of hard to get to.
You're the new assistant. Perfect timing. Take me to a rejuvenation station before I die of thirst.
It's funny, they move around each time. I mean, they're not always located in the same place. when you play the game.
I'm just going to sit here and rejuvenate.
You do that. I find they're so often on the left side of the maze. But we start off on the right, so curious. Yeah, this one will be super easy.
Yes, a fellow trekker. Please take me to a rejuvenation station. Here we are. Liquid refreshment. Just what I need. You are a lifesaver.
You bet, Savannah Woodham.
Ah, the new assistant. Listen, do me a favor and take me to a We've arrived. Good. Talking to you has been very cool.
Yeah, I always just cut her off. I'll probably go to the same station with this lady.
Oh, please, please, please take me to a rejuvenation station. I've been wandering around this maze thing for hours.
Alright, well, I'm not going to cut off your conversation.
All right, the garden's clear. Now where are Jasmine and Cassidy?
That takes care of the clients. Now you need to find Jasmine and Cassidy. Try to get in hearing range without stepping into their red field of vision. Okay. Stick with the computer keys. Or keyboard keys, not mouse keys. Oh, man. Aha.
I still can't believe we're doing this.
You keep saying that.
I just can't seem to convince myself that this is going to end well.
Of course it is, Cassidy. Now please, relax.
It's just so not customary to let myself get into anything so far over my head.
Trust me. We can, we will, and we must see this through. We'd better get back.
Yes, it looks like something's happened to the reception area.
He's so nonchalant about that. It's a little worrisome. Garden of Delights, interesting title. Alright, I've got a huge chunk of the way through this, so...
Nancy, there you are. Look at this mess. This is what my hiring you was supposed to prevent. Where the heck were you? Why couldn't you stop this?
Well...
Sorry, Mr. Blesky. I was eavesdropping on someone in the garden. Don't you think you should call the police?
No. Calling the authorities would mean bad publicity, and bad publicity is bad for business. This is just another construction accident. Some careless worker was digging and hit a gas main, and boom.
But...
No buts, Nancy. You are my police. You are going to sift through this mess, and you are going to figure out who's responsible. Come see me when you've got something.
Okay, but first...
Uh-oh, I'd better collect those letter tiles and figure out where this other bomb is.
There's another bomb in this room. You need to be green to find it. Find more tiles. Looks like this was used in the fishbowl. I need this fish to be happy enough that he won't bite. Even though I'm not putting my hand in, I'm gonna put this in. It's just... goodness, kind of silly. Fish food. Now I can get that letter tile. Get a few out with the screwdriver. Can't reach that one. Let's do that. And then this for that one. There we go.
Alright, I have all the letter tiles. What could this say?
It says recycle. Well, that was easy.
There's another bomb in the recycling bin.
And it's not locked this time. Alright. How easy? Oh, this one. How do I do this one? I think this one I have to go like all the way around to a point. I always think of this as being like a ladder. I don't know how to describe this setup. One more. There we go. We're like stairs.
Phew. There's something else in the recycling bin.
Nancy, something should be left alone. Back off or you'll be sorry. Oh, missing the apostrophe.
Looks like Helfton is pretty mad. Mad enough to bomb this place?
Nick, the Redondo would be nothing without my magnificent products and procedures. I must have the recognition I deserve. If I do not get it, I will walk away and this place will be destroyed. Helfton. So we are presumably going to snoop through Helfton's lab.
Time to move on.
Yep, there we go. Reception ruins, indeed. Okay. Oh, here we go, clipboard. Animal care. Okay. Note animals with skin digestive issues are unable to enjoy their food until after they are treated. All right. I'm just gonna look at all
It
these
looks like there's part of a drawing on that scrap of paper. That paper looks like it's more of the same drawing. Maybe this is part of an architectural plan? I need to get all these papers out and figure out what they are.
The fun thing is, you can do these in any order, but that dialogue bit is always in the same order, which is really good. They've set that up really well. So I'm just gonna find all the things I need. Keep that fridge door open. That's not wasteful at all. Okay. Oh, there are two more things. Oh, right. That's the other one. I thought this was the computer, but I guess not. Oh, there's the gray powder. Right. Alright, so spread gray paste on affected areas. This is for cat. So you need some water. Gonna mix you with this gray stuff. Put you on, not on the rat, on the cat. Here we go. And give you some tuna. And grab your piece of the paper. For Bean, that is the monkey. Aloe. There we go. Put that on your sunburn. Give you some monkey chow. Created by Krolmeister. Next we have Iggy. We need some tea. So let's heat it up first. Then let's cool it. I don't know how he's supposed to drink out of a glass, but whatever. You want a loquat. And we don't have tiny sunglasses for you, so you're just gonna get some peanuts. So, easy peasy. And another little jigsaw puzzle. Very simple one. I like it. Helfton Helgeson Center for Personal Physical Improvement. All these different, I can't think of what we would call these, like emblems kind of thing. 2009 Krolmeister Studios, Center for Personal Physical Improvement, Concept Phase, client is Helfton Helgeson. Now we do some more eavesdropping.
Someone's coming. I better hide.
You, out of everyone, should know that I am a true genius, Mrs. Montague.
I'm a fan, it's true. But it's not as if you're entirely responsible for my incredible looks. I am something of a natural beauty, you know.
Yes, this is very true. My products, they only enhance your beauty. I do not mean to suggest otherwise, but please know, I am suffocating in this place. It is destroying my drive, compromising my creativity, pummeling my passion.
More alphabet game
Yes,
things.
Snookums. His silly alliterations are tiresome, aren't they? Please, Mr. Mingles and I have things to do. How much do you need?
To buy my own retail outlet? As I am sure I do not have to tell such a woman as yourself, who is as skilled in business as she is lovely in appearance, that...
Spit it out!
$674,922?
Oh my, that's a tidy sum, isn't it? But then, depriving the Redondo of its association with you might just be the financial blow that sinks this quack pit once and for all. I'd get first dibs on any and all products and procedures you develop?
Absolutely.
Yes, Mummy's getting bored too, little one. I know. Why don't you and I go get massages?
Her mouth doesn't move.
I'll
it
get
drives
back
me
to you,
nuts.
Help.
And I should report back to Mr. Blesky.
All right, choice time. Okay, so we are going to the office. The first time I played this game, I clicked reception, not really realizing I could click office.
Time to move on.
But yes, now we get to make a choice. Mad scientist, yeah.
So, you've had plenty of time to talk to people and snoop around. Who's the culprit? Let's hear it.
We get to choose the culprit.
I think the person doing the doing the bad things around here is...
And we get to change our mind as well, but I'm torn. My favorite 3 to pick include Nick, Cassidy, and Jasmine. I'll go with Cassidy.
My prime suspect is Cassidy Jones.
Are you sure?
Well, on second thought...
So yes, I could change my mind, but I won't. I don't think. Nah, Cassidy.
I still think it's Cassidy Jones. I found a link between him and a bomb I managed to defuse, and I overheard a conversation that made it sound like he and one of the guests are up to something. I just can't prove anything yet.
Cassidy spends a lot of time in the Zen Zone. Maybe you should try looking for proof in there.
I'll do that.
And then these next activities change depending on your choice of culprit. So you do have a bit more variety too. It's not just that the culprit's going to change, but what places the bombs are located at change as well. Kind of a mess in here. Find 3 items in 3 categories that match each of the carved 5 elements. To do so will unveil the secret of the rock garden. To find them, dig in the ground and touch colors in the sky. So it's red, yellow, black, green, white. The following are the truths. Give each element a color, a sense, and a direction. And these I think will come up again later. I can look at them later. So these are important. Red, yellow, black, green, white. Red, yellow, black, green, white. Red, yellow, black, green, white. And there we go. Things have fallen. There are paw prints everywhere, so let's do some tidying.
Looks like someone lost their marbles.
Select them all and then go over here. A beautiful carving. There are nooks that look like they can hold some small items. Alright, here we go. Wood is the sunrise and watching things grow. Okay, so wood is a tree. We need 3 things. It's going to be green. Sunrise, so the sun rises in the east. There it is. And watching, so we're using watching things grow. There we go. Metal is the sunset, so sunsets in the west. That's a westerly direction. And the perfume of gardenias. Perfume, so smell. And gardenias, I think, is just white. I don't know why. It just is. Water. Where is water? Dialogue box is in the way, is the din in the dark night and the most famous aurora. So din is like a sound. Dark night, so black. Most famous aurora. Northern lights. Aurora borealis, right? Next is fire. No, this one. Fire is spicy, so that's going to be taste. Hot peppers, we're just going to associate that with red. And summer in December. That would be in the southern hemisphere, so south. And then mountaineers for earth, and your bare feet, so you're touching. On the ground, golden, well, there's our color, no matter where you are. And there we go, in the center. So that's a neat puzzle. A logic puzzle,
Mr.
I like
Mingles
those.
must have buried this here.
And this letter changes each time as well, depending on your culprit choice. So Nick, the board feels that Cassidy Jones has been doing an exceptional job and recommends he be promoted to guest services manager effective immediately. Also, the Redondo's books will undergo a routine audit in about 4 weeks. Please have all documents related to billing and accounting organized and ready for review by the end of the month. Les Fleecum, Board of Directors of the Redondo Center for Rejuvenation. Okay.
Nancy, you in there?
Yes, I am, Mr. Blesky.
A bunch of towels need to be folded in reception, so get on it.
Okay.
Here's the latest note.
More animation from him. He's the most animated. That's probably why I picked him the first time as my culprit. Yes, was he my first? Him or Nick? I can't remember. One of those two. My first choice. A little something for the ladies. There are 2 more special tiles that will appear in this level that you may find very useful. Tiles containing this foot icon get 1 free swap. You can swap this tile with its neighbor without having to make a match. Free swaps are useful when a match is just barely out of reach. Tiles containing the starburst icon are clean slate tiles. Matching this tile adds a power-up to the left of your play area. Pressing the clean slate power-up button removes all bombs and locks from the board. I don't have bombs yet. What are we doing with my locks? Oh, I did a silly thing. That's fine. Let's swap that one, and then that one. I like dealing with the locks as much as possible. Doesn't always work that way. Oh, that was a silly move. That's fine. There's one with a lock. Excellent. Ease. We need those. What else can I do already? Oh, we can do that. Oh, there's another A. Okay, do I have to? Oh, no, I can do this one. Oh, and that gives me an R also. Wonderful. Oh, that gives me an E. Alright, so I don't need C's. I need a whole lot of T's, though. Okay. That might be a wee bit tricky. So I'll do that free swap and do this. Also gives me a C out of that. But first I'm gonna do that. And then do 2 letters in 1. If I do this, then I get my T. There's another E, excellent. Another S. A. So I need an R, T, and S. Oh, a few things kept going. T's and R's. There's a T. Where are my R's? They're all quite separated. We'll do a zoomy fly one. And one more T. Oh, you guys are being tricky. Okay. Well, let's see what I can do. Bring down more pieces. Excellent. Now I get my T. Lovely. I play a leading role in fooling my audience, so the answer is actress.
The clue is actress.
Or clue instead of answer, so we're going back to Jasmine's room.
I'll bet that's the place the clue refers to.
Indeed. Suspicious suspect. Getting ever closer. Alright, so I'm looking for the bomb. Where is it in her room? I thought it was one of the cabinet. Oh, over here, okay. Here we go. Now there's a new type of piece on this LCD screen. These green pieces cannot be moved. Oh, but they're filled with, that's why they're different. However, you can use them to help complete the pathway. Oh, which way do I go with this one? I think I go in this direction. I might have to do this one twice. I have a feeling I will. That goes straight up. Alright. Oh, I don't remember how to do this one. I might have this totally wrong. I often stumble on this one. Oh,
no
I
construction accidents here.
Okay, I don't need. I
Yikes!
didn't notice it.
Ladybugs. Sure glad this bomb didn't go off.
Okay, cool. I didn't even see it. Okay, let's snoop. This impression looks almost like ivy. And then we've got another one here. cabinet door looks well used. Let's open it. What have we in here? Oh, this is about feeding Yorick. He likes things and puzzles. You go there. This one goes here. Full of candy. It's fine. Other half of the key is in here.
A secret, huh? I better find out what this key opens.
A secret I keep. Well, we'll get there, don't worry. Pull. I need this empty bowl first. Put crab. Pull. Press.
That octopus is holding on to a key.
Indeed. We're gonna do a little swap like we did with the rat earlier.
That key.
Let's open it with that key. And then our journal with this one. Dear Diary, Simone wants me to create a written account of what I'm going through as the victim of these threats. I think I can pull off this role. She swears it will generate a ton of publicity. All I know is Miss Mueller better be right, or it's new agent time. Okay.
Will Nancy Drew get to the garden and please catch a certain canine that is running loose again?
Oh, fine. Back to the garden. Oh, even closer.
There he is, and it looks like he has some documents in his mouth. Mr. Mingles, drop it! Oh, I better follow him until he drops everything to make sure he doesn't swallow more evidence.
It seems to be his thing. Follow Mr. Mingles and the important evidence he's carrying through the maze. As soon as Mr. Mingles stands still for a moment, walk up close to him. That will make him bury a scrap of paper. He doesn't want you stealing his treasure after all. Walk over a mound of dirt to dig up what Mr. Mingles has buried there. You'll need to make 5 collections. Note that a red arrow always points in the direction of Mr. Mingles. Using the arrow keys. There he be, running around. One. See if I can cut him off or catch up. He's really making me move around the maze. More than the guests did. One more. Oh, goodness.
I need to put this together and see what Mr. Mingles was carrying in his mouth.
One's gonna go down here. Down there. Right there. Somewhere up there. Down there. There. There, and the last piece.
That was interesting. Where did you find this document, Mr. Mingles? Mr. Mingles? Uh-oh, he disappeared again.
Crazy dog. From Frederick Theeds to Helfton Helgeson, subject regarding your contract. Mr. Helgeson, we're still very interested in bringing you on board to develop a new cosmetics line at our company. Unfortunately, our legal department has indicated that we cannot offer you employment unless you are free of all legal obligations to your current employer. In other words, your current contract must be declared null and void. If and when this occurs, please let us know. I hope to hear from you soon. Frederick Theeds, R&D Recruitment, Cosmetological Perfection Incorporated.
Nancy Drew, in case you were wondering, Mr. Mingles was just spotted in the ivory room.
Okay, good. I don't have to go to that other place I didn't want to go. Just a little bit more. Oh, but this is ridiculous. I forgot about this.
And there went Mr. Mingles. I better find a way to reverse the flow of the pneumatic tube and get him out of there.
Yeah, this is the other weak point. Like, that's just not realistic to me. Control panel on the floor, of course. HB. Okay. Okay, computer automated electromechanical beautification and diagnostication station. The marvelous machine which enables beauticians to identify and treat facial imperfections with the flip of a switch. Note to user, because clients must be completely relaxed when exposed to cane bads, it is advisable to strap kiwi slices firmly to their eyes. Helfton Helmson. Another note, cane bads must be aimed for laser mode to work. Helfton. Also, cane bads straight require frequent oiling. HH. This won't open when the chair is upright. I know. Have to click on all these things. Your name is Ark. Your name is Shh. Your name is Bait. Shark bait. Ooh ah ah. This looks extra greasy. Cane bad's access panel. I need something long and skinny to press this button. I wonder if there's anything useful in here. A clean probe tool. That got it open, and now we press the button. Now we can pull open this door. And press this button. There's a lot to do in this room. This is pretty cool. Okay.
This suspicious password has 3 parts?
Wait, where's my shark? My shh. You. And then Ark. And then Bait. Arm joint failure. There are 2 of them. One there. And one here. Surgical glue. This looks pretty strong. We're gonna start with imaging, even though it says you need laser mode. That always confused me. I thought, oh, you don't click imaging because the note said to do laser. This is also a little ridiculous, but whatever. What can I use to pry this up? Another tool in here. And that's broken, so where's that surgical glue? Pull this. Get Mr. Mingles back. Gotta watch fish while we wait. This makes me think of the next released game. Unreleased game, rather. To whom it may concern, as my representative law firm, I demand that you pursue a lawsuit for Mr. Mingle's current condition. I don't just want damages, I want everything. I don't care if you have to drag this out until they can't afford their lawyer fees. I don't care if you can do it in one fell swoop, no one crosses me. Do this for me, or I will find another firm that will. This is S.J. Montague.
Nancy, more towels need folding in reception. Get on it.
Time once again to work your detective magic.
I like that. You gotta animate his fingers, or spirit fingers. Alright, I think you're a hardball detective. No! Okay. This one will show your worth. I know where we're going. I wasn't sure if there was a way to avoid the waste room, because I felt like there was one scenario where you don't go there, but that's not this one. This level has a new peril to watch out for: bomb tiles. Every time you make a match that doesn't include a bomb tile, the bomb will count down by 1. If it reaches 0, it will turn all nearby tiles into locks. All you have to do to get rid of a bomb is match its tile with another. Good luck! Yep, so I always start with those as much as possible. So there we go. Bombs are currently gone. Not anymore. So now this count's gonna go down, and that's fine. Some pretty decent matches here. I like this music. Double match, I like that. Let's get an S. Let's go for an R. Let's go for a C. I don't have many of those, and then a D. Okay, I'm gonna go for a different S, but that works. Oh right, I don't need A's. Don't need A or R, so how about a C? There's an easy one. Oh, and an S as well. Oh, I need lots of I's. I haven't been doing those. Speaking of which, okay. Can I drop these down somehow? Okay, right not? Okay, that's fine. D as well. Actually, yes, I will do this. There we go. 2 eyes. I know I don't need the arm, just trying to drop things. Yeah, if I do that and do that. I wasn't needing to do all of that. That's what I wanted to do. S. Okay, we got a C here, and I need one more I. There we go. What you should do with bad hands and bad eggs? The answer is discard.
Discard.
So we discard items that are waste.
Right there. That's where the next bomb must be.
Mingle's Mix. Okay. Yes! Achieved! Ultimate Private Eye! Special credits unlocked. That's all I want. That and Ship of Shadows. And this track always makes me think of it because it plays during the teaser trailer. Anyways. First time we're in the waste room. Ah, right. What do I need? What do I need? There it is. This one is actually pretty straightforward. There we go. This one I remember.
Well, that's a relief. Ick! This bomb's loaded with rotten eggs.
That's gross. The Autoclave Operation Manual. The Chromeister Autoclave 2000 sanitizes laboratory medical tools using high temperature and pressure. The Autoclave's interactive screen is password protected. Keep the password nearby in case of emergency. Use of Chromeister's brand Autoclave paper and ink is highly recommended. Information printed on the paper will appear only after it has been exposed to adequate temperature and pressure, ensuring that all tools autoclaved with it will have been properly sanitized. Okay. The towels are clean but still wet. There's something on the inside of this door. Let's pull it open.
Someone has smeared their finger on the inside of this door. I need to steam it up to see what it says.
Okay, let's put some towels in there, and then we need to press a button to start it. And we've got a combination.
I wonder what was printed.
It's stuck.
It looks like someone is using a special kind of ink and paper in this printer.
Yes, of course, as we would expect. So there's where we need our password. Press.
Whoa! That air pressure change sent a bunch of papers flying. I'd better collect them. Someone may have been trying to destroy evidence in here.
Alright, we've got a lot of papers scattered around.
Ah, that's too high up. I need to figure out a way to get it down.
Don't worry, I will. Let's turn that while that's falling. Still a few more pieces I need. 2 more. Oh, final piece. Oh yes, to give that a shake. I should know that as soon as I see shake.
It looks like I have all those pieces of paper. They're blank. How do I get the ink to show up?
Putting it on here. And then press the red button. This time they didn't go everywhere, which is weird.
Apparently, Joanna doesn't thrive in this environment. Could she be the bomber?
From Dr. D. Rishan to Joanna Brown, subject your test results. Miss Brown, my careful analysis of your test results indicates that when under pressure, you exhibit a propensity for violence which could eventually prove disruptive, if not disastrous. It's It's imperative that you avoid any and all people and situations which evoke in you feelings of disappointment, anger, or frustration. These stressors could easily elicit the aforementioned undesirable behavior. Your current profession, in which you must deal with people who possess massive egos and messy habits, is less than ideal for someone in your state of mind. Please consider putting your PhD in electrical engineering to good use and re-entering the field of academic research. Not only would you be working with like-minded individuals in a more palatable setting, but it is certain to make you feel more fulfilled. Please schedule a follow-up appointment for next week. Dr. D. Rishen, MD.
Oh, shoot. Someone's coming.
And of course it'll be
What are
Joanna.
you doing here?
Looking for you. I just wanted to talk some more. In fact, why don't you tell me about your brother? You said he was some kind of...
Writer, right? There we go.
You said he was some kind of writer?
My brother Elwood? He's a darn good one. That's what kind of writer he is. Writes everything. Poems, stories, books, even movies. And that goofy haiku stuff. He's real good at that.
Is he the one who wrote that book you have called...
Midbreak at Waverly.
Did he write the book called Midbreak at Waverly?
No, he's never been published. But last year, he came real close to selling a movie, real close. But this one person ended up saying no, and that was that. Broke poor Elwood's heart. And seeing him all crushed like that broke mine. Long as you're here, come on, I'll give you a tour. The person who owned this place before the Redondo bought it built this big, elaborate underground bomb shelter. It's pretty cool.
No, that's okay.
Nancy, you down there?
Yes, Mr. Blesky. Joanna and I were just having a nice little chat.
Well, care to guess who's now blowing little blue bubbles in the reception area?
Guess the tour is gonna have to wait. See you later.
Alright, da bomb. Oh man, I need to open this. This is the one where I never know if, is it pull or lift? Lift?
Oh boy, he got himself stuck in a safe? I better figure out how to open this.
Save stuff, missing an F. But execution? No. Here it is. Alright, marine feed. Actually, I'm not even gonna look at all those. So this is a birthday. March 6th. Oops, not there. Mary's birthday. March is the third month, and it's the 6th. Submit. Okay, let's in that marine feed. 4 to buy your fish. So it's just the digit 4. I need to remove the case to get the harmonica. Another lift. Too cool to play forever. So 2, 2, 4. Reads with rhythm. Oops, 2, 2, 4. And then over here, lift again. 1, 2, 3, 2. 1, 2, 3, 2. There we go. Safe doggy. And now everyone's going to come together. I like this part. Makes me feel like we're reaching the end, which we actually kind of are. Woohoo! Yay!
Mr. Mingles, there you are. What a naughty, naughty boy you've been.
Please, Mrs. Montague, from now on, keep him tied up or something, okay?
I'll do no such thing. Especially since his odd behavior and all the other bizarre symptoms he now exhibits are your fault.
You're so angry about his botched
spinal manipulation. Ridiculous.
You're so angry about his botched spinal manipulation, I can't help but wonder how far you'll go to get even.
Well, it is my hope that she goes as far as she can. Mr. Blesky and the people he works for are interested only in money. Not fairness, not compassion, not justice, just money.
Hey, look, no one forced you to work here. You don't like your contract, you shouldn't have signed it. So just quit whining. And quit begging every guest that walks through the door for money to finance that idiotic pipe dream store of yours.
So you're aware that Helfton...
This one.
So you know he's been discussing funding with Mrs. Montague?
Of course, Joanna told me.
That Joanna? The janitor? Is she your new BFF or something?
I could tell him what you've been doing. Course, that would mean your job, wouldn't it?
You mean it's against the rules for staff members to...
Date guests. There it is.
You mean it's against the rules for staff members to date guests?
You bet it is.
You didn't tell me we were breaking the rules. Oops.
You're the one who's been fraternizing with the help? Yes, sweet thing. Mummy is appalled too. I guess we know whose films we'll never watch again.
Oh my.
No, wait. You don't understand. I was preparing for a role. It was all an act.
Excuse me?
I was just seeing what a relationship with a lowly receptionist would feel like. I'm an actor. It was all research. So let's just keep this quiet, okay? There's no reason for anyone to suffer just because some nosy loser couldn't keep her big fat mouth shut.
If this throws a wrench in your career, good. You'll be getting just what you deserve.
How can you say that? What did I ever do to you?
It's not what you did to her. It's what you did to...
Her brother.
Joanna's angry about what you did to her brother.
Her brother?
My brother Elwood wrote the best movie script ever. Only they never made a movie out of it because you turned it down. And then, when he tried to get you to tell him what was wrong with it so he could fix it, you ignored his calls. All 89 of them.
I will not be ignored. Oh my gosh, you're the one who's been leaving me those notes.
Who cares about the notes? She's probably the one who's been planting those bombs.
Bombs? Did he say bombs? Don't worry, sweet pea. That was the last straw. We are leaving and never setting foot in this dreadful place again.
By forcing me to work in the vicinity of someone as deranged as that janitor, you have failed to provide me with a safe work environment. And that is a breach of my contract. Which means I, as they say, am out of here. Yes.
Is your brother looking around here too? Is he the one who's been planting the bombs?
She's facing the wrong direction.
I can't believe this is happening to me. To my screwball sister, yes, but to me? I need to call my agent.
Open your eyes, dunderhead. Can't you see how preoccupied with publicity your supposed girlfriend is? She's the one making stuff go boom around here. Wise up.
Well,
My favorite line.
now that people seem to be all done slinging mud at me, I think I'll go take a bath in some.
4 words. Find the bomber.
That's only 3.
Now!
Hey, my bomb detector's going off. This black powder must be what's triggering the detector, which means this map was left behind by the mad bomber. And that means this emergency shelter is my next destination. It looks like there are 3 entryways. I think entering from the garden is the safest bet.
Yeah, so you can enter through reception, through the furnace room, and the garden. Not that we see the other entrances behind you. It's just the garden one.
Now that's a lock. Obviously the bomber hasn't come through this door. I guess I need to figure out how to open it up. A stone pig? This must be a clue to open this lock. I need to go where there are lots of statues.
He wrote about Charybdis's whirlpool. So this is our last guess of where we're going. We are going to the garden.
That's where I need to get to.
Tunnels of Danger. Well, I feel like that's should probably be the next title. If you've paid attention to the garden statues, you might already know where to place this pig. Walk up to a statue and you can select it with your cursor. Hint, look carefully at the other objects around each statue. Okay, well, Whirlpool right here. It's Homer. Let's give him this
Cool,
pig.
a hidden plaque. This coin looks like it would fit in that big bomb shelter lock. I'd better find more coins.
That was Sterling on an epic journey.
Hey, I got a scroll from Homer. Who could this belong to?
See, there, he's got his pig. So if you look at the scroll, the teacher is influential. So I'm going to a teacher. Oh, it's not the one I think it is. Teacher's influential. We don't have barriers anymore. No, this is the one about the laurel tree. That's not right. I went down there as Aesop's Fables. I'm remembering the answers to some of these. I don't think it's this one up here. Who's down here? No, that's for Poseidon. I don't think it's actually this one. I thought we ended with this one. Oh, there it is. Hang on. Now that I see it. This is where we're going. Pythagoras. His theory is a trinity of points. Indeed. The first lyre was made of shell. Okay, we're gonna go back to where the entrance. I can see where we need to go. I'm right near it. Okay. Oops. Oh wait. What did I say? First lyre was made of shell. Oh, hang on. This isn't where I need to go. Oh, it's way over here. Back where I was, isn't it? Then on this side. Over here. Here we go. It's like, I know there's a turtle. For Hermes. Flight to messenger. Chasing after the laurel tree. Okay, I already pointed that one out earlier. Oops, what am I doing? Wrong direction. What am I doing? Not going in the right direction. I think this is how we get up there again. Yes, this one. This is for Apollo. Opposite to Artemis and Poseidon. Okay. Playing among the waves. Okay, this is the one near the entrance. Which I suppose I could go this way. Alright, so for Poseidon, give him the school's master. Yeah. Creates things of metal. Going almost back to where I was. Just not quite as far. Here we go. Hephaestus lights the night with his fire. A burning desire for knowledge. So let's go find that fire. Oops. There we go. Get some grapes from Hippocrates, right? Repeats his oath. Yep, grapes. He wrote of animals and morals. Okay, Aesop's Fables. So we're going to go find Aesop down here. All the way in the bottom right corner. Slow and steady wins the race. She is a pillar of wisdom. Athena. Yep, there we go. Athena, yes. And then her sister Artemis is next, I do believe. Yep, nurturing huntress. Yeah. Pretty sure they're sisters. Artemis, there we go. Hunts only by moonlight. Waiting for an eclipse. I feel like Nancy's suddenly walking a whole lot faster. Oh, I just realized too, this is Nancy from a third-person perspective, which was a thing I didn't like about Haunted Castle Malloy and Ransom of the Seven Ships, but it kind of works here. Alexandria's Library Mathematician. This is our final one. We really are in the home stretch. We're just about done. Just have a little bit more to do once we enter the bomb shelter.
I think I got all the coins. Now it's time to see if they fit in the door to the bomb shelter.
So we're going back here. Hippocrates' bell. Look from head to toe. Tap on that toe. Alright, so this is Hephaestus. Some of these I know. That is for Artemis. Where's her name? Ah, please stay. Hippocratic Oath. Hippocrates. School of Fish. Oh. There were two. Poseidon or Homer? Shoot. So it might be Poseidon. I think this one's Homer. And then this one is Hermes. Oh shoot! That other one's not Artemis. This is Artemis down here. This is Aesop. Right, city of Light. Oh, and these ones that I do these ones last. Okay, well this one's Pythagoras. Trinity of Points. Don't remember the star. Oh, this is... Where is she? Athena. Okay. Oops, wrong direction. Okay. Euclid, Apollo, and Hipparchus. Oh, these ones I always get wrong. Actually, Euclid should be this one, I do believe. Apollo is like god of night or moon or something. That's opposite. Does that make sense? Yes! One try.
Oh my gosh! This is definitely the bomber's hideout. It's pretty dark over there. I'd better turn on that light.
There's a fluorescent bulb in here. The lamp's power cord has been cut. The cord has been severed. A soldering iron for attaching metal parts together. I think I need to put these two together first. Indeed, and then solder them in place. Some cutters.
They're blank.
For now. What did I highlight? A phonograph, but it's missing its needle. Let's turn this crank. Need something long and sticky. We're gonna cut that. I need some tape. Put it there. Use that to get the needle. The needle over here. Turn another crank. Now I've got a black bulb.
The sticky notes aren't blank anymore.
Alright. So, once upon a time, a specialty luxury spa was built in Northern California. Its clients were wealthy and beautiful, but they and the spa were rotten from the inside. Or rotting from the inside. So we've got a code here, which we don't have to write down. We have to look at this. There's the code. Oh, and a blank journal? For now. Let's get it under here. Things are not going well. Most of my recent bombs have been disarmed. Not only is all the fun being sucked out of this endeavor, but my beloved is starting to doubt my bomb building know-how. Worse, for the Redondo's guests, life in all its rich, greedy glory goes on as usual. Something's got to be done. And now we have our culprit reveal. And I know who it is, because I chose it. I should say it. I chose this person. Him. It is Cassidy Jones.
You're the bomber. I thought so.
Indeed I did.
You thought I was the bomber? Nancy, I'm hurt.
Why? You obviously are the bomber.
But you only say that because you've caught me more or less red-handed. I could have sworn that up till now I was beyond suspicion.
Hardly.
I thought it was you because...
This one.
I thought it was you because I overheard you and Jasmine talking. Or should I say conspiring. And that magazine, sending you copies when you weren't a subscriber? Didn't believe it.
Who cares about the notes? She's probably the one who's been planting those bombs.
So it was all Jasmine's idea?
Well, maybe not entirely. I still get a kick out of fighting the power every once in a while. So, where do we go from here?
There's nowhere to go. You're caught. It's over.
Unfortunately, Nancy, that's not quite true. The bomb I just finished constructing is not only extremely powerful, but I'm afraid it's armed. And when it goes off, major explosion. The spa, its guests, the staff, all gone. So it's either capture me and watch the Redondo as well as yourself go bye-bye, or let me go and defuse the bomb. What will it be, Nancy? What will it be? That's what I thought.
Final bomb. Okay. I don't like this one because I tend to get really confused about how to go about disarming it. Bah! Where's the doohickey? I don't know why I'm getting confused, because I know how to do this. I totally know how to do this. I'm just being dumb about it. I need you, and I need you, and you, then you, and... Oh no. Oh no! Is there not another piece? Oh! Oh no, because I'm being dumb about it. There we go.
Mission accomplished.
Alright.
True to form, Cassidy barely blinked an eye when I walked into the reception area after defusing his last bomb. He just sighed, stood up, and put his hands out so the police officer beside me could handcuff him. His last words to me, his only words to me, were, "Well, Nancy, so much for fighting the power." So I still don't know if he knew that the Redondo Board of Directors had given him a big fat promotion. It would have been just like Nick not to tell him. Although between his infatuation with Jasmine and the pleasure he obviously took in sticking it to the establishment, I kind of think Cassidy would have chosen being a mad bomber over being guest services manager anyway. And, believe it or not, ever since the trial, the Redondo has been filled to capacity. I guess it's true what they say. Any publicity is good publicity, as long as they spell your name right. Speaking of which, even I got some publicity. In the Tinseltown Tattler, they referred to me as the teenage sleuth who solved the bombings in between a few much-needed procedures. I thought it was kind of funny, but my friend Bess Marvin says I should sue. But I can't do that. After all, they spelled my name right.
Alright, so that is Resorting to Danger, the second and kind of final Dossier game. Kind of a dark subject, really. Quite dangerous when you think about all the bombs. The only thing that I have an issue with when you pick Cassidy as the culprit is that nothing seems to happen with Jasmine. There are no repercussions for her, even though it seems like it's actually a team effort between them, so yeah. Oh yes, we get some funny artwork and animation here. They're really cool. I like this. It's fun. It wraps things up really well. Love the jungle room. All the different iterations of it. That's so cool. The giant rat running through it. Is it from The Princess Bride? Yeah, there's more that I want to say. Just I know that there's going to be a trailer in a little bit, and these are so distracting. And where is it? There it is. Waverly. We're going to see that in a little bit. Okay, concept art. These are cool. Just about at the end here. Good soundtrack. A really good soundtrack for this game. it wraps this up really well, the credits. Move my cursor because we're going to see Halfton in a second. Oh, Halfton.
You earned special credits. Congratulations to you. Now that you've proven yourself, why don't you go play arcade mode? I think you'll find it a good challenge.
I forgot about arcade mode. I meant to talk about that. We'll get there. Oh, this game, I really wanted it to come.
When a recently renovated cruise ship invites me on a sneak peek passage, I immediately say yes. I mean, spending a couple of days aboard an antique luxury liner, how fun is that? But as soon as we leave port, it becomes apparent this is not your ordinary cruise ship. Ghostly faces at portholes, eerie lights in the dead of night, people vanishing into thin air, things quickly go from slightly weird to downright scary. Help me figure out why in my next case, Ship of Shadows.
Which was shelved over a decade ago. Alright, congratulations, you beat the game. Woohoo! Anyways, yeah, the special credits are just with all those animation and bits of artwork. That's the only thing that's special about them. But I like to say I achieved it. That's cool. Yeah, so let's maybe just go back to the menu here. There we go. Yeah, so that is, like I said, that's the second Dossier game. It's my favorite of the two. I really, really wish the third game had been released. I was so excited about it. I remember starting a thread on the message board years ago, obviously well over a decade ago, asking people to talk about what they'd like to see, how many suspects they thought there would be, because there's a difference between the first two, by a difference of 2 characters, and what we thought might occur on the ship. I was really excited for that, so I am bummed. Her Interactive, if you can do it, please finish that game and don't make any changes to your original plan. Yeah, I like to see the changes from this game compared with the first. As I mentioned at the beginning, this was the first of the Dossier games that I played, so it felt much more complete. Like things had been changed from the first game, and it just felt like a more complete game than the first one does. So playing the first one second was really weird for me. But yeah, I love the action bar. I'm pointing to my screen. That's not on the screen, and you can't see me pointing with my hand. But the action bar is designed really well in the sequel. Everything is really consistent and looks really good, and it's clear what you have to do. You don't have to click on an icon just to look at something this time around, which is nice. The music, like I said, was really good. One really interesting thing that's quite different from the first Dossier is that you get to basically choose who your culprit is. So, as I noted, here I'll open this up, start new game. When I installed this game on my this is a newer computer, I decided that I wanted to play through all 6 culprits. So I named each game with the name of the culprit I was selecting so I could keep track and didn't forget who I'd already picked. But yeah, so things do change with each culprit. Like their motivation is interesting. I usually pick Nick, Cassidy, or Jasmine. They're my favorites. Cancel. We don't need to open another one. But yeah, so that's different from the first and kind of interesting. And the fact that your puzzles differ between your selections for which culprit is quite nice, because then it adds a bit more diversity and gives this game even more replay value. Not only is your culprit different, but actually what immediately follows that does differ. So you might go back to one room or another. Like I think there's another bomb in Jasmine's room at one point. We only had one in this game. We get to go... I can't remember. We get to go to other places more than once, or more than we did in this iteration. So that's really cool. Yeah, really fun games. Certainly not fast games, because this is what... over 2.5 hours, right? We're going on 3 hours, something like that. So, yeah, fast fun for busy detectives. I don't know that I agree with that tagline, but I do think these are really superb hidden object puzzle games. I think it's a series that should have been continued, and I wish I knew why Her Interactive chose not to. Was it simply because it wasn't as well received as, say, their adventure games? Like, was there a comparison made? Or was it really just not financially viable? Had they continued it and really marketed these games as being separate from the adventure series, would the reception have changed? Would they have found a new fan base for people who are looking for hidden object games more so than, I guess, like first-person adventure games like the adventure series is? So, I don't know. I wish I could go into that old office and have been a fly on the wall when that discussion was had. Anyways, that is Resorting to Danger. Fun game. Interesting characters. Forgot to make note about that. I really like all the suspects. They're all very different. I love that uniqueness. And I love just the way the whole resort was designed. I know I said that earlier, but I just have to stress that again. It's so beautifully done. I love playing this game over and over because I like visiting all these different rooms. It really works for me. So it's a superb game, and I will probably play it again soon, and probably pick Jasmine as my as my culprit next time. We'll see. Anyways, lots of fun. I hope you guys enjoyed my playthrough. And coming up next is going to be a recap for the Dossier series. I'm really excited about this. I'm really glad I took time the last couple weeks to think about what I wanted to do for the dossiers, and because I do have such a passion for them and want to talk about them more than I can in just 2 playthroughs, I thought, yes, I will do a recap. I will recap the first 2 games, and I am going to talk more about Ship of Shadows and what could have been and what had been released and what we'd seen, which I'm not going to say what it is. You'll see when I do that recap video. So with that, I'm going to run away, hopefully continue to get better as the day goes on, and probably start prepping my PowerPoint presentation, because I am that much of a nerd. Alright, thanks so much, you guys. Have a wonderful day. Bye-bye for now.